What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 520 of Communiverse Mode, and we are live, my fine feathered friends, for Battle Scars 4. It has finally arrived, just one day late, because life be like that sometimes, as a once great philosopher said. But we are here. That is what matters. Although I should say that with me having to, not being able to stream last night, now streaming today, that means that the next time I'll be live is next Monday, because the schedule's going to have to reset. But Anarchy Rules is still going to be on the 16th, which means that there will be only one more week of builds. So technically, after tonight, there will be only 3 more weeks left on my side of CMV for this season. As we, of course, have Anarchy Rules, then after that, NGW Departure and Retaliation being the final stream of the season. But for the boys of Fusion, guys, tonight is a big night. As, of course, in the annals of history, the vast, when you look at the numbers, what is it? I'm not a very, I'm not a statistical genius, but I'd say it's like 99.9% chance that when you cash in your Money in the Bank, you are going to win. Only one man ever has cashed in and failed to win. So tonight, 6 superstars going to clash for that Money in the Bank contract. And not just that, but Jacob Ziegler putting his Fusion career on the line as he challenges Harvey Hastings for the World Championship. Tonight could very well be the last night ever we see Jacob Ziegler compete here in CMV, as we are starting things off, guys, with a rematch actually from this past episode of Monday Night Fusion. Adam Scott in the ring as he's going to go one-on-one with Jason Spade. These two certainly putting on an awesome matchup this past Monday night. Well, last Monday. And it was Jason Spade who came up short. But boy, was it a close call. And now Spade, who took to Twitter afterwards to let Adam Scott know he'd love to do it again. Now he's going to get his chance to tie things up, making his pay-per-view debut. And speaking of, here's the tweet, guys, from the psychopath Harvey Hastings. He says, "I will retire that Scottish fence sitter, and I'll prove that he hasn't changed a single fucking bit." And getting things underway with some expletive deletes here. Harvey Hastings is definitely ready for that main event, along with Money in the Bank. So much more on tonight's card, but very excited to see this kick the show off. Of course, Jason Spade not the only man making his pay-per-view debut tonight, a man that he knows very well, and Shay Hoxton also going to be in action later on, going up against Voice Vindy. But right now, let's see if Jason Spade can tie things up, or if Adam Scott will just prove he is the better man. Referee Murphy rings the bell, and let's get it on. We are, of course, live from Dallas, Texas. And this is the penultimate pay-per-view of the season for Fusion. As I touched on before, Retaliation, the season finale, is also Fusion exclusive. Not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, the 16th of September, is the last time the Genesis Superstars will be on pay-per-view for Anarchy Rules. And don't forget also at the end of the season, the night before Retaliation, NGW Departure, the superstars of NGW, CMV's developmental territory, getting the chance to shine bright. As Adam Scott starts strong here against Spade. Throwing him into the corner, now brings him up to his feet. Irish whip. Spade gonna rebound right back into the clutches of... Scott with a nice pop-up. Jason Spade falling face first. Scott's boots there. Now going after the arm of Jason Spade. Adam Scott does have a history of tapping his opponents out, but usually he goes for a rolling knee bar. So it's interesting to see him go after the arm here of Jason Spade. Jason Spade having a tough time out of the gate. Adam Scott taking it to him. There we go. Jason Spade with a show of life and a, my goodness, slobber knocker. Truly the only way you could describe a punch like that, mamma mia. And here's two tweets. The first coming, guys, from PJ Moon, who says, my 2+ year career has been for this very ladder match. If I were to lose, it would lead me to question what I would do with my career going forward. Will I reach the mountaintop, or will I be kicked off the mountain? And then a tweet, guys, from Reese Ortiz says, even on Scott's own show, I'm on the main card while he is stuck where he belongs. Reese Ortiz is correct because the trio's title is, of course, on the line later on tonight. Xander Slate, Reese Ortiz, and Kevin Silva subbing in for the still injured Randy Orton, defending against the Monsters. So Ortiz is trying to rub it in. And regarding PJ Moon's comments, I think that's probably the feelings of a lot of the guys in that, probably all other of his 5 opponents in that Money in the Bank ladder match. It's a huge opportunity. Might be the last opportunity they ever have to take one step closer to reaching the proverbial mountaintop, if you will. Jason Spade might be a long way from that himself, but certainly getting a victory on his pay-per-view debut would go a long way. And what a suicide crossbody, I guess you would call that, sending both men to the outside, and a dragon screw now from Spade. Brought up to a vertical base, jawbreaker. Adam Scott, since the bell rang, has been, well, for lack of a better word, oh, no. Oh, my God! Adam Scott power slamming Jason Spade into the sound that echoed throughout the arena there. Cringe-inducing. I mean, we know that Adam Scott is not in the right mind. He's still probably disoriented, still, I'm sure, feeling a lot of different emotions about what happened between he and Reese Ortiz, but to take it out on Jason Spade here, and now Spade kind of botching a springboard body splash attempt, but Spade lets us know he's still alive, and I find that hard to believe. I mean, I've never seen someone get power slammed into the barricade before. Jeez. Forearm smash again. Jason Spade trying to turn things around. Beautiful catchphrase, as we call it here in CMV. Now to the top rope. And this is exactly how Jason Spade won his debut match here in CMV 2 weeks ago. The coup de grace from the top rope. Spade misses, though. Adam Scott out of the way. Jason Spade disoriented. Fair out of nowhere. And Spade didn't even see it coming into the pin. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. What a sequence that was right there. Adam Scott, just a week ago, was able to knock off Jason Spade. It surely was not easy, though. Can he do it again here as we kick off Battle Scars 4? He certainly has Spade right where he wants him, but he's got to try to stay on top of things. Kick to the midsection. Spade catches the boot. Elbow to the knee section. Firing back, tit for tat. Exchanging reversals. Neither man wanting to give the other the edge, and now Spade with a nice snap. Vertical suplex. Bringing Scott up to his feet, but he was ready for it. Now going for a big power bomb, it looks like. Jason Spade counters an arm drag, almost taking out referee Murphy there. Rolling Scott over, trying for the pin, only gets a 1 count, though. Gonna try to go for some elbows, but Adam Scott's ready for him. Forearm smash, man. I knew that these two were gonna... Oh, there it is! I talked about it earlier in the match, that rolling knee bar. Jason Spade is right there at the ropes. Can he get a breaker? Will he be forced to submit? I believe he got the break. Good call by referee Murphy, because if that was locked in any longer, Jason Spade may have been forced to tap. Spade showing us that his knee is okay as he beckons for a reaction from the CMV universe. Jason Spade continuing to try to keep on top of Spade, but having a very hard time in doing so. Taking Jason Spade for a little bit of a walk through the park, but Jason Spade says, nah, fam. Not about that life. Couple elbows in the midsection, shaking up the cobwebs. Man, Spade, every single corner, Scott is there to meet him. This is just the opener. We still have 8 more awesome matches to get to. Up next, we got Jay Mercer and Jaden Shadow one-on-one, and Anarchy Championship on the line, Trios title. So much to look forward to at Battle Scars 4, as now Adam Scott knows he's in control, wants to keep it that way. Reverse chin lock to keep Spade grounded. Echo, Hoxton just joined 2 weeks ago. He already knows more about you. Come on, get your head in the game, Echo. Spinning soul kick creates a little bit of distance, goes for a knife edge chop to follow it up. Scott was quicker though. Irish flips to the corner, elbow to the side of the head. Scott now sees his opportunity. Oh, but just like that, it fades away. Now Adam Scott's gonna make him pay for it. There it is again! Rolling knee bar. Can he get it fully locked in? Yes, he can. No hope for a rope break this time. Will Jason Spade be forced to submit here at Battle Scars 4? Or can he find a way to escape? Looks like he might be about to tap. No! Adam Scott lets go. It was very apparent. Oh my God, he was playing possum. Jason Spade playing possum. Adam Scott let go of the submission. Jason Spade catching him out of nowhere with a beautiful head scissors. It was all a game. It was all a ruse. But now back on top of things. Dropped over the top rope. Beautifully done by Scott into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though. Goes for a drop kick. Moves out of the way. Jason Spade's been fighting from the bottom. Oh my God, trying to set up for a big kick, but Adam Scott was like, I'm not going to let you do that. Oh, Hurricane Rana, DDT, standing shooting star, and now to the top rope. Looks to finish this match off the same way he, oh no, I thought he was going to go for his diving spear instead of Houston Hangover. Yes, please, what a match. I mean, this is the opener, and I think it might be hard to follow. Stealing the show. Oh my God, he's going to try to do that Hurricanrana again. No, luckily Jason Spade says, I don't think so. Doesn't want to get his neck broken here. The first big match of his CMV career. Hopefully the first of many big matches for Jason Spade. Looking to crank that neck. Jason Spade knows that he's got to take things slow, but Adam Scott not going to let control get away from him. Punch to the midsection. Jason Spade hunching over. Elbow to the side of the head. Kick to the midsection. Scoop slam. Jason Spade drops down behind. Slaps the tit on the way down for that reverse DDT. What is up? Albius. Jason Spade to the apron. And what's Spade going for here? Slingshot senton. Adam Scott moves out of the way. Is there anything that Jason Spade could do here to Adam Scott? Scott seems to have an answer for everything. Oh my God! Alley-oop, and Jason Spade's face, I think, hit every single turnbuckle on the way down. 1, 2, only a 2 count. I'm not even lying when I say this is probably one of the most, like, spot-riddled matches we've had this season. From the, oh, wait a minute, guys. The master of the spear. Oh, I thought he might go for a slingshot spear instead of phenomenal forearm. Equally as devastating. Jason Spade rocked. Irish whip into the corner. Slowly but surely approaches. Woo! Knife edge chop. Now brought up to his feet. Jason Spade looks to be in La La Land. Tries for a kick to the knee. Spade says, I got something else in mind. Might not have a choice again. A reversal fest ensuing. Beautiful wheel kick to escape. Tries to kick the shin again. Scoop slam counter. My God. 1999. Back to the reverse chin lock, man. As much as Adam Scott has been in control, Jason Spade is forcing Adam Scott to keep rethinking his strategy. Spade will not stay down. I mean, neither one of these guys have hit their big moves yet. We haven't seen the diving spear. We haven't seen the Lansenberg lobotomy. They've managed to avoid each other thus far, but surely that won't last much longer. Counter for counter. Kick to the midsection. Now going for a sunset flip powerbomb to the pin to try to get the win. 1, 2, 2 count only. Jason Spade in trouble as Adam Scott goes to work again on that knee. I'm going to imagine setting up for that rolling knee bar again. Takes a deep breath, man. Adam Scott's got hardly anything left. He's thrown everything at Jason Spade. Nothing has kept him down, but maybe this will do it. Exactly how he beat him earlier this week on Monday Night Fusion from the high-ranked district. Jason Spade caught with the diving spear into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Jason Spade. I don't know how in the hell he just kicked out of that. Adam Scott is about as baffled as anybody, but Scott goes to the top rope again. Scott says, nah, fam. Shooting star press attempted. Jason Spade moves out of the way, and now Spade might have just played this matchup into his hands. The Lanzenberg lobotomy countered by Adam Scott. You have got to be kidding me. Now to the top rope again. They're trying to get there anyway. I think Scott might be a bit disoriented. Can't say I'm surprised. Hardly has any idea where he is. Now brought up to his feet. Adam Scott out of options. Trying to think, what do I gotta do here to keep down Spade? But the longer he thinks, the more time Jason Spade has to try to recuperate and get back into the fight. Close 2 count there. Neck crank setup. Tried this earlier in the matchup. Didn't work out for him again. The same result. Punch. Oh, mamma mia. The rolling knee bar again. The ropes are right there, though. Jason's just got to get his hand out right there. But the pain might be too excruciating. He might not have a choice. Wait a minute. Jason Spade escapes. How? How is his knee still in one piece even? The ligaments have got to be torn. Somehow he breaks free. Oh my God, now putting Adam Scott up on the top rope. Jason Spade is on another level. You have got to be kidding me. Jason Spade. Back suplex from the top rope. I think that might have done as much damage to Spade as it did to Scott, but maybe, just maybe, it will be enough. 1, 2, no. Jason Spade, man, keeps going back to this neck crank, but it's not done him any good. Oh, the spear sidestepped by Spade. He now knows his opponent. He knew it was coming. Great instinct by Spade. Excellent reflexes. Now busted open. Elbow straight to the face, and Spade is rocked. Adam Scott looks to capitalize on it. Powerbomb again. Tries to pull it off. Drop to an arm drag. Murphy almost gets caught in the crossfire. Once more, standing drop kick. Beautifully executed to the top rope. Here goes Jason Spade. Slowly but surely. Gonna look for that coup de grace again. He tried it earlier and it did not pay off for him. No, an elbow drop instead to the pin. 1, 2. 2 count only. What's up, Sequette? First time in the chat in a while. Glad to see you, my friend. This is the opener. What a match it has been. Not lying when I say one of the best matches of the season so far. This is just the first match. Still 8 more to get to. Battle Scars 4 pulls the trigger. Near to the side of the head. Adam Scott is busted open. Blood spewing out of that gash on his forehead. Can Jason Spade somehow come back? Can he do it? He looks like he's barely standing on his feet, on spaghetti legs, but pushes through, clutching, teeth clenched. Can he get it? The Lanzenberg lobotomy reversed again. Oh my God. Hooks the leg. That'll be a rope break for Spade. By the grace of the gods, Spade survives. What's up, Diamond? And now Scott. If he locks in that rolling knee bar again, guys, Spade's got to tap. Spade's got to tap. Adam Scott has worked that knee the entire match. There's no way that Jason Spade can survive this again. Jason Spade. My God. He can barely stand, but again, he gets out. Irish whip to the corner from behind, but Spade's not having it. Adam Scott has tried literally every single thing he has to bring in his arsenal, but that's gonna do it! Jason Spade using the last of his might to escape that knee bar. And one last ditch effort, he tried to throw at Adam Scott, but Adam Scott was not having it. Think of all the damage done to Spade's knee in that matchup, not only when Adam Scott was working on him throughout it, but also we actually saw a replay right there. Spade jumped from the top rope, waiting for the coup de grace and missed. I mean, that no doubt put a lot of damage on his knee. What a match that was, and a notorious out-of-nowhere finish. But I'm not surprised, honestly, because Spade, how could he have anything left? Well, it seems like Adam Scott just is the better man than Jason Spade, at least in his current incarnation, but you can't say that Spade didn't give Adam Scott everything he had, and then some. The opener here on the pre-show, going to be hard to follow up. I don't know why the game just tried to give him Anthony Hunt as a manager. That's kind of weird. Ari at the first match. Classic. Oh man, it's going to be quite the night. Quite the night, my friends. My fine feathered brethren. All right, guys, well, let's get it on. Let's try to forget about that first match for now. Great victory for Adam Scott, though. Most definitely, especially after all he went through with Reese Ortiz over on starting anew on Fusion in a big way. But speaking of starting anew on Fusion for both of these superstars in the draft called up to the main roster, so Monday Night Fusion, on the draft episode of Fusion, competed for the trios titles, challenged the Good Brothers, but then ended up losing, and Jay blamed Jay Mercer for their loss and looking to prove that he was not the weak link. Earlier this week on Monday Night Fusion, the two fought in a very out-of-nowhere interference by Jaquan Shea with the former NGW champion, and Jay Mercer attacked Jaden Shadow from behind. The referee didn't see it, which obviously brought the victory to Mr. Mercer. But now here on the pay-per-view, we know Jaquan Shea is going to be in Mercer's corner. Can Jaden Shadow get that win back? Or will Mercer stand tall yet again? I don't make money off ads. I wish. Do you like that? Obviously, you like massive necks. Wait, what? What? What is up with this game lately? First, Brett was wearing the fucking Alpha World Championship. Now, Jay Mercer's got the NGW title back. All right, even though he's not even the last champion. Of course, the current champion, TZ Mask, beat Ryan Riley, who had beaten Jay Mercer. This game, man. Aye. You never know what kind of glitches you're gonna get. Well, Jay Mercer just basking in his former glory as he comes out here with the NGW Championship. Just a nice replica, letting everybody know, hey, I was NGW champion. Which indeed he was, but now looking to move on to bigger and better things as a member of the Monday Night Fusion roster, and apparently recruiting Jaquan Shea to help him out in that regard. The former two-time Anarchy champion, Shea, a CMV veteran, and you'd be hard-pressed to find someone better to have in your corner. 2K's glitches are what makes CMV great sometimes, you know? Chris Andrews and Jay Mercer just clinging on to their past accomplishments. But this is, no doubt about it, a big opportunity for both of these superstars making their pay-per-view debuts. A lot of pay-per-view debuts. Then you got Shea Hoxton later on tonight taking on the voice of Indy. So many guys looking to prove themselves before the season comes to an end. You want to end the season strong. Of course, you probably want to end it with a championship around your waist, but if you can't do that, then at least get as many victories as you can. Heading into a brand new season, you never know what is on the other side. What's on the horizon in CMV? I think most definitely both Jay Mercer and Jaden Shadow have a very bright future here in CMV and on Monday Night Fusion. But for tonight, only one of them will walk out the victor. Well, Jaden has been very, very vocal on Twitter about what happened last week on Monday Night Fusion, saying as soon as he is done with Jay Mercer here tonight, he's coming for Jaquan Shea. Now, Shea obviously saw that there was a divide between Jay Mercer and Jaden Shadow, had to pick a side, sided with Jay Mercer. So here we go, a second matchup of the evening, following up that banger between Adam Scott and Jason Spade. Let's see if it's up to par. And if Jaquan Shea, of course, big question, will he try to get involved at all? Murphy rings the bell. Massive dragon suplex, I should say, straight out of the gate. I've been doing so well about calling those correctly. That was my first mistake in a good while. Vintage dashing botch. Neck breaker, though, to follow through. Jaden Shadow with the boot to the top of the head, runs straight into a knee. Jay Mercer not done either. Whoa! How about that agility? I mean, immediately these two showing that they know each other very well. Making a Widowmaker. I don't know if Jay Mercer's married, but his wife is watching from home. She might have just got a little bit of worried there. Back suplex, drop through a face buster. Both these guys bringing a very unique moveset to the table. See how they combat one another. I was very much looking forward to their one-on-one contest last week on Fusion, but with the interference of Jaquan Shea, we didn't. I mean, Jay Mercer won, but it wasn't a clear. It was tainted. There's an asterisk, you know. So I'm hoping he doesn't try to get his, fingers in the pie, if you will. And we have a decisive victor emerge here at Battle Scars 4. Touchdown, though, Shea, a CMV veteran, a two-time Anarchy champion. Obviously seeing something in Jay Mercer, wants to bring him under his wing. It's always nice to have backup. Always nice to have friends in the wrestling business. Jaden Shadow locking in a Rings of Saturn submission hold right now. Don't think that Jay Mercer's looking to stick around for very long, though. What is up, Stormflyer? Welcome to CMV. We are live, Dallas, Texas, Battle Scars 4, and another Dragon Snap suplex right there. Of course, this is the night where 6 superstars will collide. The Money in the Bank ladder match. Grand prize on the line indeed. Whoa! Nice! Moonsault transitioned into a DDT. This, of course, also being the night where we very well may see Jacob Ziegler enter the CMV ring for the last time ever. If he doesn't beat Harvey Hastings, guys, if Jacob Ziegler does not win the world title tonight, the pride of Scotland is gone. Now it's Jay Mercer trying to lock in a Rings of Saturn. Jaden Shadow escapes, boot to the midsection, attempted, caught into a nice capture suplex. T-bone, if you will. Front headlock, and Mercer, obviously the bigger man between the two. Hip toss, very basic as he goes off the ropes for a nice double axe handle. Mercer, I think, has got Jaden Shadow right where he wants him, but Shadow is very wily. That's what I've come to like most about him in his short time in CMV. You never exactly have Jaden Shadow completely out. And come back at you real quick, just like those knees to the side of Mercer's head. Jaden now taking a deep breath. Oh, but may have cost himself. Mercer saying psych. Victory roll to steal it. 1, 2, counters. 1, 2. Oh man, can you imagine if Shadow had gotten that? The steal of the century it would have been. Up against the ropes. Oh, Jaden Shadow giving Jay Mercer a taste of his own medicine. Often refer to Mercer as the master of the pile drivers. Has nearly ended many careers with his lethal pile driver arsenal. And pop, yep, put ya. Censorship man. Yeah, Money in the Bank most definitely it's probably the most star-studded Money in the Bank ladder match we've ever had in CMV history. But wait a minute, Jaden Shadow close on to the outside, guys. If Jaquan Shea, I mean, I'm not going to say he should have been disqualified for picking Jaden Shadow up, but that was kind of iffy. Maybe ejected at least. Murphy being very lenient. Shadow! Single knee out of nowhere, but Jaquan Shea ringside distracting Murphy for a moment. Might have been a moment that Mercer uses. The former NGW champion able to survive. And now Jaquan Shea getting into Shadow's head, distracting him, and Mercer from behind. The numbers game is getting to Jaden here. Probably should have known better. Maybe Jaden needs to make himself some friends. Knees to the chest again and again and again. Shadow admiring his handiwork for just a moment. It's now he looks to finish things off. Finger on the trigger. Nope. Thrown overhead. Countered. The Prophet looking to cash his check here at Battle Stars 4, but no! It's Jaden who reverses. Both men know each other very well. What's up, Ogon? You are late, but not that late. You only missed the opener, though it was a show stealer, if you ask me. Gonna be hard to follow, but certainly these two are trying their best. Been very back and forth, but the fact of the matter is, with Jaquan Shea ringside, Jaden hasn't been able to really maintain his focus fully on the Prophet. Standing German suplex. Mercer showcasing his power game as now he just looks to brutalize Jaden Shadow. These punches directly to the face, busting him wide open, and then goes right back to work, getting blood all over his gloves, just oozing out of that cut. Clear across the forehead of Shadow. Shadow looks to be a bit out of it, but not fully out of it. Nothing left. Look at this. Come on, Murphy. I mean, there's a point in the match where you gotta lay down the law. Jaquan Shea has interfered multiple times now. And Jaden, knowing no better than to fall for it from behind. The roll up by Mercer again. Looking to steal this win, but Jaden's not having any of it, neither here nor there. Goes for a kick to the side of the head. Jaden Shadow forearm smash lower back, and Jaden Shadow butterfly DDT out of nowhere. Shadow, the hook of the leg. Oh, come on. Can we get Yuri Suglov out of here or something to get Jaquan Shea to the back if Murphy's not going to do his damn job? Yes, there we go. Murphy finally doing what he's supposed to do. Jaquan Shea been ejected, and Jaden Shadow pulls off a beautiful DDT from the second turnbuckle. Now Mercer is bleeding. Now it is finally just a one-on-one match. Jaquan Shea has been sent to the back, but the damage may already be done. Escaping that straitjacket resting hold. Mercer now goes for a desperation pin, realizing that his backup has been dispatched. Mercer on his own wants to put this match away quickly. Oh no. Well, Jaquan might be done, but Mercer is still a dirty, dirty heel in his own right. Trying to use the ropes for leverage, getting a bit miffed that it didn't work, but Shadow's got quite the heart. Clothesline. Shadow might be the smaller man. He might have been outnumbered, but he is not quitting, and you gotta respect that at least. But Jay Mercer is a one-of-a-kind competitor. Might have aligned himself with Jaquan, but certainly does not need Jaquan. We've seen what he can get done on his own. And here's what he finished off Shadow with last week on Fusion. 1, 2, 3, and Mercer again finds the victory over Jaden Shadow. Hammerlock DDT does it in, and the Prophet, certainly a big nod of the head to Jaquan Shea. Jay Mercer finds the victory in his pay-per-view debut over Jaden Shadow. Thanks gotta go out to Jaquan Shea. This could be a deadly alliance for the Fusion landscape. Jaden Shadow certainly just felt that firsthand. Like I said, big things I can see in the future of both these superstars. But for Jay Mercer, that future might be coming sooner rather than later. Sorry, distracted there for a moment. Getting a drink of water before I pass out from getting overheated here. Gotta balance yourself. We still got 7 matches to go. Just give me one millisecond here, folks, fellers. Hellish with a sweet song. You delicate baby boy. Okay. All right. Yeah, how do you listen without audio? That's a very interesting question that I do indeed echo. But we do have the show continuing up next as the CMV Anarchy Championship will be on the line, guys. But we do have a tweet here coming who says, tonight, the world will become just a little bit better. My rise will not stop here, and my streak will continue forever and always. Hello, 3-0. Yeah, well, Voice Vindy might have something to say about that. I am looking forward to that clash. That comes up next. But right now, we have got our first of 3 championship matches tonight, and the CMV Anarchy title will be on the line as Drake Dunn challenges Tyson Cage. It is an Anarchy Rules match, of course, for the Anarchy Championship. This match coming our way as Drake Dunn, with 2 successful defenses as Rising Star Champion, having the ability to cash in, and he did just that, coming from NGW. and getting his opportunity here live from Dallas, Texas at Battle Scars 4. But man, has Tyson Cage had a hell of a week that I think might be in the favor of Drake Dunn. Tyson Cage has put on 2 absolute just throw down, knockout, give everything you've got bouts. First on Fusion against Shay Hoxton, which he has TZ Mass on this past NGW, which he also ended up losing. So not a whole lot of momentum for the Anarchy champion, but seeing as how hard he has gone since winning the title, it's very obvious Tyson Cage is trying to push himself to the limit to prove he deserves to hold that championship. And even though this week has not gone the best for him, maybe here tonight when it matters most, Tyson Cage can get it done. Oh my God, what is with this game? All the NGW champions wanting to showcase their past trophies. First, Jay Mercer coming out with the NGW championship. Now we got Drake Dunn coming out with the Rising Star title. Of course, Drake Dunn is no longer Rising Star champion. He cashed the title in to earn this very opportunity right here tonight. The new Rising Star champion being Anthony Hunt, who won a ladder match a couple of weeks ago over Stevie Wizard. And Anthony Hunt actually going to be defending the Rising Star championship on the next episode of NGW. Is that Drake Dunn went to Anthony Hunt's house? Hey, give me the title back real quick. I want to physically cash it in. Well, this is no doubt about it, one of the biggest matches of Drake Dunn's career, making his pay-per-view debut. He's hitting that a lot tonight. The Anarchy Championship, one of the most longest standing titles in CMV history. Been here since damn near the very start, and held by some of the best to ever lace up their boots and step through those ropes. Drake Dunn would love to be added to that list. Everybody should come out with all their... Oh, Jacob Ziggy come out with Money in the Bank. Gonna come out with 2 Anarchy titles, Money in the Bank, and the Fusion Tag Team titles. I mean, those are retired, so if he came out with the Fusion Tag Team titles, I wouldn't say too much about it. But there he is, and looking quite dapper, if I do say so myself. Perhaps one of the most busy men on the planet, the biggest movie star in Hollywood today, the titular character of Moon Knight he plays in Marvel's Moon Knight, the #1 movie in the U.S. Tyson Cage working on a plethora of other roles, the matches he's had this week, and is Anarchy champion. Tyson Cage might look fancy, but don't get it twisted. Showing up here, I'm sure, ready for this to turn out and do an all-out brawl. It is Anarchy rules, of course, which means that anything goes. Yeah, he's just trying to suck up to me over here, huh? Tyson Cage, of course, winning a poll on the CMV website about a year ago that named him as the most dashing man in CMV. The Vixens voting on that poll, and he certainly let it go to his head. I wouldn't say Tyson Cage is a bad-looking guy. Now that he's shaved off that ridiculous beard mustache combo he used to have, I'd say he's definitely looking like a whole snack. But Drake Dunn most definitely doesn't care about what the Vixens think about his physique. Might not even care about what the CMV Universe thinks about him. He lined himself with Voice Vindy last week on Monday Night Fusion. That is most definitely a very interesting combination. It was a matchup that actually involved Tyson Cage, the match with Shay Hoxton, and after Shay Hoxton was victorious, Voice Vindy came out to attack him, and Drake Dunn aided him in doing so. Well, there he is. This is Tyson Cage's first defense of the Anarchy Championship since winning it in that fatal 4-way at Ascendant 6. I think, it's funny because I'd never really heard about this poll until Tyson Cage came out and said that he won it. Now, I've heard some murmurs, I've heard some rumors, some conspiracy theories that he really just made the whole thing up, but that can't be. I mean, he's dashing. He's the #1 movie star in Hollywood today. Don't think he would be that if he wasn't a good-looking feller. Well, Drake Dunn most definitely looking to make sure that by the end of tonight, Tyson Cage never going to look the same again because he won't have that Anarchy Championship around his waist. Stomped down the lower back. Drake Dunn certainly starting off very well for himself. From behind, and of course an Anarchy Rules match entailing that there are no countouts, no disqualifications. In fact, the only way the match can end is by pinfall or submission in the ring. Tyson Cage does not have his champion's advantage, like most other champions would. Woo! Rolling sunset flip powerbomb, no pin though to try to take it home early. And of course, Anarchy Rules, the actual pay-per-view event returning for the first time in nearly 2 years. September the 16th, live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We already know, of course, going to play host to the Elimination Chamber match, featuring the likes of Paul Devine, Perry Heenan, 4 others, and Maseo Yume challenging Josh Wolf. Whoa! For the Alpha World Championship. That's in 2 weeks right now. Tyson Cage showing us all exactly why he is the Anarchy Champion. I mean, you got to be a special kind of talent to be able to reverse just a move midway through like that. Drake then went for a Hurricane Rana. Tyson Cage said, I don't think so. No way, Jose. Turned it into a power bomb. Now Tyson Cage, I do believe, going to go fishing. What's he going to pull out? Rummaging underneath the ring, pulls out the age-old equalizer steel chair, but Drake Dunn sees it. Not going to allow him to use it. Would be completely legal. Elbow drop to the lower back. These two could stay out here for as long as they want, but if they actually want to try to, well, win or retain the title, it's got to happen in the ring up against the announcer here. I guess I'm not there. Where am I? Wait, where am I actually? I have no idea. Am I invisible? Commentating here with Chris Benoit's Ghost, but Drake Dunn. Nice reversal there. Certainly some oof behind it. Big old DDT, and you got to remember that these guys are fighting on top of what is essentially just pure concrete because those pads offer essentially no protection. They're just there putting on a big show, you know. You still feel the sting of that concrete beneath. Rake of the odds there. Rake of the odds? Well, Tyson Cage, I'm sure, is looking to rake the odds. Odds of him walking out as Anarchy Champion because pulling the CMV Universe seems like many are behind Drake Dunn becoming Anarchy Champion here tonight at Battle Scars 4. Now to the apron. Springboard Phoenix Splash, and that did not land the way that it's supposed to. I think Drake Dunn's knee just smacking right off the back of Tyson Cage's head. It might have been worse than a regular Phoenix Splash. Look at these stomps onto the mat. Now he's targeting the base of Tyson Cage's skull. Up onto one knee. Punch to the midsection though. Tyson Cage closes in. Single underhook DDT. Nobody can hit that tonight. Earlier, Jason Spade attempted the Lanzenberg lobotomy, I think, twice against Adam Scott. Both times in reverse. Now Tyson Cage goes for it. Nope. Well, Drake Dunn with the lie detector, throwing his full body weight at Tyson Cage. And certainly the champion is looking worse for wear right now. Drake Dunn takes a deep breath. You can tell this match is riding on him. Look at that perfect setup. The STO trip To the top rope goes Dunn, looking to fly. Shooting star press to the pin. Will we have a new Anarchy champion? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we will. Drake Dunn is the new CMV Anarchy champion, just like that. Beautiful finish for Dunn, hitting the lie detector, setting up Cage in the perfect position to hit that shooting star press. And I guess the CM Universe predicted correctly. The odds were definitely in non-Tyson Cage's favor. He could not rake them to be so. Drake Dunn earns himself another title, becomes making history only twice ever, including Dunn has the Rising Star Championship. He cashed in the first time being by Masao Yoon, but he failed to win the United States title when he challenged Paul Devine. So Drake Dunn cashing in the Rising Star Championship and successfully putting down Tyson Cage, Uno, Dos, Tres, and is the new Anarchy champion here at Battle Scars 4. And it's like I said, because it was a hell of a week for Tyson Cage, perhaps overworked himself, had a banger with Shea Hoxton, had a banger with TZ Mass. Just don't think it was wise. Plus his heavy work schedule in Hollywood. And, well, Drake Dunn had his full focus on training for this match. Meanwhile, Tyson Cage did not. And it showed the next big thing, continuing to impress, as he is the new CMV Anarchy champion. All right. All right. Just had to get another drink of my H2O, because we are about to get it on, and perhaps the matchup that I know I personally and a lot of others looking forward to the most here at Battle Scars 4, and that's saying something, with both the Money in the Bank ladder match and Jacob Ziegler versus Harvey Hastings for the world title still to come. But Shea Hoxton making waves here in CMV and on Monday Night Fusion in just a few short weeks. He's been a part of the company, currently unbeaten, and it's all just a part of his conquest, what he says will be his takeover of Monday Night Fusion. Slowly but surely, brick by brick, he plans to make this show his. And it all really starts with Voice Vindy here tonight, who himself has a crusade. His crusade leaning more towards purging Monday Night Fusion of its taint, of its injustice. And Voice Vindy really all started when he took exception with Shea Hoxton mentioning the World Championship. Hoxton saying part of his taking over Monday Night Fusion will be winning the world title from Harvey Hastings. And if you want to even go further back, it was at Ascendant 6 that Shea Hoxton put a lot of money on Jacob Ziegler to win the world title. And obviously when Harvey Hastings won, well, Hoxton was not happy about it. So Hoxton, I'm sure, is hoping Harvey wins tonight so that it could possibly be him one day that gets a shot at the championship. But Vindy saying, Hoxton, your focus shouldn't be on a scrap of metal. It should be on making Fusion a better place, making it free of the virus that's currently infecting it. Now, both these guys have similar goals in a way to paint Monday Night Fusion, in their own image, but they have different ways of getting that done. Shay Hoxton, along with many others already who have made their pay-per-view debut. I'm sure he got a good chuckle when Jason Spade lost earlier, but the chuckling will soon diminish because here comes the former global champion, guys, former undisputed champion, a man who's spent the better part of the past year on the shelf dealing with an injury, returning just 2 weeks ago to in-ring competition. We saw that ring rust when he lost to Luke Swanson. Hopefully he spent the past couple weeks training rigorously. I always get tongue twisted with that word. Not just he training heavily, but even on his worst day, I still would not count out Voice Vindy. This, of course, being the very pay-per-view he debuted at a year ago when he came over from Unmatched. He beat Chris Andrews, a little bit of trivia for you, at Battle Scars 3. And after that would go on to win the Elimination Chamber at Requiem, become the world champion before being beaten by Hayden and, well, being injured, going on the shelf. Hoxton certainly hoping that Voice is still harboring a bit of that ring rust, trying to use it against him. Vertical suplex by Hoxton out of the gate, looking very good. From behind, Shay Hoxton not wasting any time, bombarding Double V with some serious offense. The get-go, there we go. Vindy reverses into a flapjack, and here comes that don't give a shit what I gotta do attitude by Vindy, straight up scratching Hoxton's back. Hoxton's girlfriend gonna ask him what's that all about. Hoxton gonna have to say, a man did that to me. She's gonna say, huh? That's gonna be an interesting conversation in the Hoxton household. But for tonight, got to focus because Hoxton takes his eyes off Voice Vindy for even a moment. The former world champion will make him pay for it. Vindy to date, the only man to hold the... well, actually, I might be wrong because I think Sunshine did it now. Well, Sunshine the last global champion, right? So I think it's Vindy and Sunshine that share the accolade of having held the global title and the CMV Undisputed Championship. There we go. Oh, knee to the back of the head, and Voice Vindy has turned things around now. Controlling Hoxton and certainly looking happy about it. Look at Vindy, man. Just so rugged. Does not give a holy high heck what he's got to do to you in a match to get the victory. Both these guys, though, don't mind bending the rules in their favor to get the job done in their search for a better Fusion. Shay Hoxton, of course, just wants to take over Fusion, make it his kingdom, whereas Voice Vindy just wants to rid it of the poison coursing through its veins. And a lot of people are wondering, like, what is that? Because when Vindy was around here last year, Schmitty was still kind of in control, and a lot of people were like, all right, we understand that. Schmitty's a tyrant. It would be nice to get him out of power, but now that Schmitty's gone and Yuri Sokolov has been somewhat of a decent GM, it's like, what is Vindy exactly fighting for? It seems like he's still caught up in the old war, but really all that he was once fighting for is gone. I think Vindy might just have a screw loose in his head, but I think we've all known that for a long time. DDT, Vindy tries to quickly recuperate in the corner as Shay Hoxton does a bit of taunting right to the gonads, the Netherlands, and Hoxton appreciating his handiwork. I don't think either one of these guys exactly fan favorites here on this occasion, or really any night. Dropped face first on that top turnbuckle. Hoxton, though, pushed out of the corner. Shay Hoxton talked about in the last match how Tyson Cage might be feeling the effects of their match from last week's Monday Night Fusion. Certainly Hoxton is, and then you remember what happened after the match. Voice Vindy and Drake Dunn jumping Shay Hoxton. Luckily Hoxton got away from them and was able to get away before the jumping got too bad, but still, Voice Vindy definitely trying to better his odds with that attack. Another rake of the eyes. So that's about the third or fourth time Voice Vindy has raked Hoxton's eyes in this match. Tries to go for a kick to the back of the head. beautiful teardrop suplex. And as Voice Findy tries to go for a kick to the chest, countered by Hoxton into a dragon screw. A tweet here, guys, from Jacob Ziegler says, one way or another, everything changes tonight. If the worst happens, Fusion will always be my home, regardless of what comes next. So Jacob Ziegler with a very ominous, oh my God! Oh shit, Northern Lights suplex from the top rope. I've never seen that. Lateral press, one. Oh, a 1 count. All right, Vindy. Well, now Hoxton calling Vindy a loser. Why don't you try selling a little bit? I was saying, though, Jacob Ziegler is certainly a very ominous tweet there, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Will Jacob Ziegler finally realize the boyhood dream? A near 3-year journey. Will he become world champion? What he couldn't do at Ascendant 6, or is his career over? Don't have to wait much longer. Luthez Presto by Voice City. Both these men now jockeying for control. Voice Vindy, forearm smash. Forearm smash again. I'll say Hoxton started this match off strong, but now Vindy has been largely in control. Forearm smash again in the corner. There goes a bulldog. Vindy back to the corner. Oh, it's been a long time since we've seen the voice of the people. And busts Hoxton wide open. The gambling man. That very same wound that Tyson Cage opened up last week on Monday Night Fusion. Voice Vindy knew it was going to be a target. Oh, and here it is. Voice Vindy looking for the end. Vindication. Rearing its ugly head. 1, 2, do. And just about as close as you could get. 2.9999 for Voice. But it's not quite enough to keep down Hoxton just yet. Here at Battle Scars for Hox staying alive. Taken for a walk. Vindy trying to bring him to the corner. Snapmare, headbutt. Keeping the pressure on high. But Hoxton's ready for him. What is this now? Straight vertical suplex. Shea Hoxton going old school. Oh, but there it is. I was about to say, Shea Hoxton hitting a maneuver that's not flashy and doesn't consist of him being an asshole in some type of way. Puts the boot to Vindy's chest, trying for a cocky pin. Lucky rope break for Vindy, but that luck gonna run out real quick. Hoxton from the ropes, knee to the side of the head. Voice Vindy's eyes glazed over as Hox hooks the leg, looking for the finish, and I thought he was going to find it there. I thought that was it. Hoxton, slowly but surely, might be costing himself this match. He had Vindy in the perfect position to try to finish him off. What was that reversal? I don't even know. But, well, a reversal nonetheless, and I think Hoxton is finally going to start playing around, stop playing around. Just realized what I said earlier. Do not take your eyes off Voice Vindy. Hoxton looking for his belly-to-back suplex. Voice of the people, back and forth they go, shooting their shots, both miss. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Overhand punch, bit of a hammer fist by the former undisputed champion, and a snapmare now to Hoxton. Reverse chinlock, Voice Vindy late into this confrontation, wanting to bring things to a slow. Obviously, Shea Hoxton the younger. The longer this matchup goes, the more it's probably going to favor him. Vindy trying to fight back Hoxton, but there's that choke as Hoxton just laughs right in Vindy's face. This isn't about hurting his opponent. This is about playing those mind games. This is about diminishing the spirit of his opponents. Releasing the choke as Vindy collapses And now that he's been humiliated, Hoxton looks to bring it home, but Vindy says, nah. Knee to the midsection. And for a second time, Vindy looks to have the last laugh. Vindication. Into the pin. Such impact that Murphy nearly fell out of the ring. Oh, man. Get out of town and take a bus. Voice Vindy now looking to resort to those dirty heel tactics. Feet on the ropes. The referee does not see it. 1, 2, but only a 2 count. You can't cheat a heel. You can't cheat a cheating man. The Colossus by Shea Hoxton to the pin. 2 count only. Hoxton is most definitely realizing these past few weeks that CMV is not going to be a walk in the park. CMV is the land. The best of the best thrive, and only the best of the best, as Hoxton again is going to target the lefts and rights of Voice Vindy. Hoxton, where's he going? Oh, I think again he's going to look for that springboard knee strike. No! Oh! Drop kick. That time a drop kick that turns Vindy inside out. My God. Kick to the back, send shooting pains up and down. Voice's spine, no doubt about it. Thought for a brief moment that might actually do it. Hox now on the attack. Vindy lying in wait, swings up the knee to his chest. Now it's he who goes for a pin. Both men wanted to bring an end to this matchup. Vindy just screaming at me. What did I do? I've always been a Vindy fan. Every time I'm a fan of someone, we always got the Brit flip me off. We always got people yelling at me, spitting in my oatmeal, but it's Shea Hoxton as the blood drips from his forehead, looks into the eyes of Voice Vindy, trying to literally choke the life out of him. Grabs a hold of the arm, snaps it over the shoulder. Vindy, though, to the corner. We know what he wants. We know what he's looking for, but so does Hoxton. And Hoxton, finally, they say the third time is the charm, and that rings true for Hox here. But a rope break. The ring positioning for Hoxton bites him in the ass. Voice Vindy not even intentionally getting that rope break. By the grace of the gods, Vindy survives. 1, 2. Upper back targeted by Vindy. What is... Oh, discus. Yeah, punch it. Cleaning Hoxton's clock. Why does Vindy keep dragging him? Drops into a pin. 1, 2. Off the ropes, Vindy drops an elbow. Shea Hoxton, you can tell, is feeling the effects of this matchup right now. I mean, both guys are. It's been a brawl. It's been a fight. And look, man, after the match with Tyson Cage earlier this week on Fusion, that cut on Hoxton's forehead been open again. Murphy having to momentarily stop the match to check on Hoxton, make sure he continue. Hoxton barely able to mumble yes. Hardly conscious, but not quitting. And I can respect that from any competitor, even if I don't agree with their opinions or don't like their personality. Hoxton is donning that proverbial crimson mask, bleeding like a stuck pig, but Vindy gives no fucks, as now he's going to try to decapitate Hoxton, that bottom rope. Into the corner, cocks the fist. The fans on their feet. The voice of the people will be heard. And again, referee Murphy having to push Vindy back. But Vindy doesn't care. Vindy telling Murphy, move aside. Hoxton, I don't even know if he's conscious, guys. And Vindy with vindication again into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Voice Vindy is victorious. The matchup should have been called off. I think Murphy was going to call it off, but Vindy moved Murphy aside, hit vindication again, and Voice Vindy is victorious here at Battle Scars 4. Well, when Hoxton regains his consciousness, he's going to ask what the hell happened. And honestly, I don't know what to tell him because, like I said, I think Murphy was on the verge of calling the match, guys, by stoppage, which Vindy would have still won. But instead, Voice continued the attack, and I don't even think Vindy was awake when Vindy hit that third vindication. Battle Scars 4, the battleground for Voice Vindy as he stands victorious. Don't think this is over between these two, though. Knowing Hoxton, once he is awake and once he does get patched up, something gonna be said about this, no doubt. The Genesis. If RGP was on the card tonight, Brock Lesnar, some dumbass. All those WWE fucking rejects trying to get in on the CMV action, you know? But let's get it. Well, guys, let's go. We are truly gonna get into the thick of it now here at Battle Scar. It's already been a saucy night, and we have still got 5 more matches to get to. And just for you, Soul, I'm gonna stroll all the way back to read this tweet. So I'm a nice guy like that. A tweet, guys, from World Champion Harvey Hastings says, at Jacob Ziegler, I'll host the retirement ceremony. After all, it's the least I could do since you will be stuck in the hospital. Harvey Hastings on Twitter trying to get in these last-minute mind games. We know Jacob Ziegler, in a kind of like weird way, has been very like serene these past couple weeks ever since he laid down his challenge. Gentlemen, as you already saw, have accepted and made it official. Jacob Ziegler versus Harvey Hastings tonight, guys. If Jacob Ziegler does not beat Harvey, if Ziegler does not become world champion, his career on Monday Night Fusion is over. What he calls his home. And we're kind of been seeing a different Jacob Ziegler because he knows that, I mean, look at Ascendant 6, where Jacob Ziegler was, I mean, you got to say, dominating, and out of nowhere, Harvey beat him. Jacob Ziegler knows anything can happen at any moment. He knows, even though he's confident he can get the job done, he knows that one slip up and his career is over. And I think we've seen a real new side of Ziegler because of that. And we've also seen Harvey Hastings the parasite that he is feeding off of that. But, well, that's later tonight, guys. Because right now, we're about to see probably one of the most heated matchups on the Battle Scars 4 card come to fruition. The former best friends again going to meet face to face. Of course, they did it Ascendant 6, but it was not the way that a lot of people thought it was going to be. We thought we were going to get this war, the unsanctioned match. We thought they were going to kill each other, but what ended up happening was Andrew Briggs beat Matt Devious in a matter of a few minutes. And Devious, we haven't seen him since Ascendance. He's been very quiet, but it was Briggs who came out last week because, remember, after Briggs had beaten Devious at Ascendance, Devious, well, not too happy about it, obviously, launched perhaps his most brutal attack on Briggs to date. Briggs came storming out here, said, I was finally released from the hospital, and I am not done with you, Devious. We're going to do it again. I demand a match with you at Battle Scars 4. I'm going to finish you off once and for all. And obviously, Devious savoring the fact of, well, proving that Ascendance was a fluke. And so once more, rip the man he once called his best friend limb from limb. Ooh. Mark just making these pennies rain on me. Bless. And here he comes, the ever exuberant spirit of the CMV veteran, the 3-time record-setting light heavyweight champion, the king of that ring that Devious stands in, a man who's been beaten, who's been physically ripped apart, a man who mentally has gone through torment some would not be standing from today. But Andrew Briggs, he is standing. Even after all Devious has done to him, Briggs is still here. And once and for all here tonight is looking to rid himself of the past. And as this match gets set to begin, we have a tweet here from Voice Vindy Guys who says, Shay, when you wake up to see this, I hope you understand that Fusion is one step closer to being mine, and you will yield. And you, Dashing, whoa, just because a man like Schmitty is not running the show, doesn't mean there's not corruption. I will free this show, I will be this show, and no one will get hurt again. Targeting Hoxton and myself in that tweet there. I guess that's why he yelled at me halfway through that match. I do not want to get on Voice Vindy's bad side, so I'm not gonna say anything else on the matter. Besides, this matchup begins. And these two wasting absolutely no time, tearing right in. Okay, yeah, definitely wasting no time. Tombstone pile driver by Devious, not even a minute after the bell has rung. And look how Devious looked at Andrew Briggs almost with disgust after hitting that maneuver. Just talk about no wasted breath. I mean, we're not going to see collar elbow toss. We're not going to see catch can wrestling. We're not going to see anything like that. These two just looking to brutalize one another. And there's the vintage, the patented laugh of Matt Devious. He goes to the top rope, wants to fly. Oh, the former Mr. Money in the Bank winner and light heavyweight champion. Well, he's not a high flyer, and I think we just learned why there. Missing that, I think, knee drop attempt and smashing himself face first off the canvas. Lariat from Briggs going to use this opportunity. Yeah, there's no doubt a lot of frustration between both these guys, and the tension is so palpable you can cut it with a knife. Imagine being on the same show as a man that you hate, you have such disdain for, that has made your life a living hell every single week. You know, both these guys have been escorted around with a huge band of security because, you know, out of fear that if they bump into each other, they're going to kill each other. You're stuck having to go through these drastic measures to ensure that, you know, Monday Night Fusion is this hostile battleground between these two. I don't know what Andrew Briggs is thinking right now, but whatever he's cooking up. Oh, Chris Benoit's ghost running off of commentary into the ring. It's a better Briggs here. Oh! Tries to go off the top with I don't know, a hammer fist or something. Both these guys should stay out the top rope, I think, for the rest of this match. Reverse chin lock. Elbow to the gut, though. Elbow to the gut again. Sets himself free. Devious. No flies on him as he tries to shoot immediately. Oh. Kicks up and down the spine. Well, you know, you got to take into consideration again how much these two, like, just think about a man that you hate. Just think about it in your own life, someone you hate. And just imagine putting a ring with them and just being told to fight each other. You're not going to be thinking about putting on a show. You're not going to be thinking about, oh, I don't want to slip up on this move. I don't want to make sure I hit this move perfectly. These two are not thinking clearly. The anger just clouded their judgment. I think that's why we're seeing them botch all these maneuvers so far, because they don't care. They only have one thing in mind. That's hurting each other. Tilt-a-whirl DDT and now Devious. Well, this matchup has already lasted longer than their Ascendant 6 confrontation, and that's certainly good news for the antagonist, the villain, who again just goes for this round of a headbutt trying to cave in Andrew's skull. I mean, this whole debacle between these two that's been going on for months and months now is even infecting Andrew Briggs' family life. I mean, his sister, Amber, you know, part of Ferocity, is worried about Andrew. Of course, Amber's becoming queen of the ring. Got a king of the ring, queen of the ring, brother-sister combo here in CMV. Elbow to the side of the head, though, busting open, and Devious like a shark in the water smells that blood and knows that it's his shot. Clamping down with his jaws, that cradle DDT, and then a vertical suplex follows it up. Seated position and the forearm right across that open wound. I don't think we've had a single match so far tonight where someone hasn't bled. Well, this show is called Battle Scars. Nobody's going to leave tonight without their fair share, as Deviant just shoves his hand down Andrew Briggs' throat. Goes for a pin and gets a close two. No three to be found, though. But maybe, just maybe, this deliver upon Briggs the reckoning of Devious's wrath. Knee straight down the middle. Briggs motionless. 1, 2, go. Oh. Close one for Devious, and Devious certainly not happy as he goes off the ropes, keeping the attack on high. Is there a way that Briggs can turn this around? I'm honestly not too sure, but if there is, he'll find it, and I can tell you that much. I've called Andrew's entire career. He's one of the most charismatic superstars we have, and he's got one of the biggest hearts, no doubt about it. There's no quit in Andrew Briggs, but as he tries to pander to the CMV Universe, gets a super kick right to the back of his head. However, fires back swiftly with that Hangman's neck breaker. Jumping cutter. Devious deflects it while Andrew Briggs is stunned. Lost in the woods goes Andrew. Hastily into the pin. Devious hoping and praying that it'll be enough, but the victory not found for the villain, who again just finds this whole thing funny. He finds ruining a man's life to be a laugh, to be a hoot and a holler, a goof and a gaff. Matt Devious just enjoys doing things like this, using Briggs' own patented maneuver against him. He calls that the Triple B, the BTB, I should say, the better than Briggs. Briggs, though, forearm smash. Irish whip off the ropes, rebounds. Andrew's not done. Not by a long shot. into a rolling neck breaker. Briggs backs into the corner. He said, I might be down, I might be hurting, but I ain't dead. And that's what Devious is trying to do. He's trying to kill the spirit of Andrew Briggs. But you say you're better than Briggs? Let's find out right now, baby. Sidesteps the Shining Wizard. And a brain buster down onto the knee. Drops into the pin. 1, 2. 2 count. Devious continuing to pounce on top of Briggs, not giving the King of the Ring even a millisecond to catch his breath, to just breathe. From the apron, Andrew Briggs rallying. The CMV Universe is on their feet. They are behind Andrew Briggs. Blockbuster by the veteran. 1, 2. Got a bit overzealous myself. I thought it was 2, only a 1. This late in the match, Matt Devious kicking out of shit at 1. Does Briggs stand a chance of winning this match? Again! The better than Briggs! Shining Wizard short arm clothesline. 1, 2! But Andrew Briggs will be damned if he's beaten with his own move by his arch nemesis. And the target, the fixation of Devious in this match has definitely gone towards that open wound, that cut on his forehead. Just trying to open it wider and wider, trying to leave a permanent scar on Briggs' face so that Briggs for the rest of his life will wake up and look in the mirror knowing that Devious did that to him. Bicycle knee out of nowhere. And the hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. Matt Devious is victorious. Just like that, the antagonist gets the better of Briggs, gets payback for Ascendant 6. What a match. I think this was the match a lot of us were expecting and hoping to see at the show of shows. Instead, we got it here tonight at Battle Scars 4. What a fight by both men. But Devious in the end leaves his battle scars on Briggs. Has the last laugh. And is the one standing at the end of the day. And that haunting look into the camera certainly giving me chills. And well, all I can really say is I hope that Andrew Briggs, I hope that he can move on from this. I hope that he can find something in his career. I hope that Matt Devious hasn't killed the spirit of Andrew Briggs. Well, guys, we have still got a lot to get to here at Battle Scars 4, including Percy Simmons going one-on-one with Schmidian for a night that has already had so many show series. They're going to have quite a task picking out the match of the night, and the show's not even over. But Percy Simmons and Schmidt could definitely, I think, storm this show and take that mantle for their own. Of course, we've got Money in the Bank. Perhaps the most studded in CMV's entire history. Featuring MF3, MLP, Alistair Knox, John Reed, PJ Moon, and Peter Thompson. And of course, tonight culminating the biggest match of Jacob Ziegler's career. It is all or nothing. Either Jacob Ziegler walks out world champion tonight, or he walks out no longer a member of the Fusion roster. But up next, the trios titles are on the line as the Monsters, Mark Cattell, Gary Suchanov, and Damien will challenge the Good Brothers, Xander Slate, Bruce Ortiz, and Kevin Silva, again filling in for Randy Orton, who is still out of action on the shelf, suffering from an injury he sustained at Ascendant 6. Of course, Silva aided Slate and Ortiz in retaining their titles earlier this month on Fusion. So again, they're looking to him to try to help him out. And we get a tweet before this match starts, guys, from Matt Devious, wasting no time, digging the knife deeper. He says, "Today is the night two things ended. My humanity and empathy towards my weak past and the man that showed me the flaw of friendship. I don't need anyone else because I own this world now. Remember that." And actually, guys, a big announcement I'm going to drop on you right now, so make sure you're listening, is that the winners of this matchup right here will be declared the last Trios champions of all time. I've heard the feedback. I thought I was doing something unique with bringing Trios titles in because no other Fed has them, but I've heard the feedback. Not a whole lot of big fans going to book them a little better. So tonight, the winners of this match will become the last Trios champions ever, and the Fusion Tag Team titles will be reinstated. In fact, new champions will be crowned at Retaliation. Of course, the Fusion Exclusive pay-per-view, which will be the season finale. So that means that the winners of this match will automatically get slated into that title match at Retaliation. So if the Monsters win, if Markintel, Guri Sukhanov, and Damien are victorious here, then they will get to slot two of their members into the championship match at Retaliation. If the Good Brothers are victorious, of course, they're members of the Genesis roster, so I'm interested to see if they'll be allowed to vie for the tag team titles. And here they come, the Monsters. The CMV veteran, one of the OG beasts of CMV, a former Anarchy champion of Marketel alongside his 400-pound comrade, and the Russian ogre Guri Sukhanov, a former international and Alpha World champion. They found themselves a pal, and the Gargoyle of Destruction Damien, and over 1,100 pounds of humanity going up against the Good Brothers for the Trios titles, the last ever Trios championship match here in CMV. I'm pretty sure there's actually a command for that, if I remember correctly. I think it's this. No, I'm wrong. Something along those lines. Someone should remember it. The winning team of this matchup will go on to Retaliation to automatically be put into the tag team title match, and obviously Yuri Sokol would have to find another team to go up against them, but I just touched on how if the Good Brothers are to retain here, what the situation would be, because of course they are Genesis superstars, so I don't know if they're still going to get that same opportunity. And there he is, the 7-foot-tall, over 300-pound Gargoyle of Destruction, a former Trios champion. And now alongside his big buds, could perhaps go down in the history books as the last ever Trios champion. I mean, you just gotta truly grasp that fact for a minute. 1,100 pounds, over a ton. Guys, I don't think a garbage truck is even a ton. Probably a garbage truck. In fact, the garbage truck is probably about a ton. So these three are about as heavy as a garbage truck. Not to compare them to garbage trucks, by the way. I would do no such thing. I don't want to get my head ripped off over here. What's up, Gumball? Into our 6th match of the evening. Still 3 huge matches to get to after this. Percy Simmons versus Schmitty, the Money in the Bank, and of course the World Championship match in our main event, Ziggler versus Hastings. But right now, the last ever Trios champions will be crowned. Just announced, Trios titles will be retired. The Fusion Tag Team titles will be returning. As here comes once again, correspondent of the hashtag No Campaign. No confidence campaign, I should say. And Talked about how Silva earlier this month substituted for Randy Orton, who of course is out on injury. Going to do it again, helping out Xander. Whoa, Silva just got a big reaction. My God, Dallas, Texas loves the Portuguese god of wrestling, I guess. Kevin Silva, former world tag team champion. He's been having his troubles over on Genesis with Genesis Money in the Bank holder El Jefe, but taking a break from that to try to aid his no confidence boys and becoming the last ever Trios champions. But of course, over on Genesis, war is a brewing. Castle Fave is finally fighting back after the arrival of her ex-husband Pat, but well, that's a story for another day. Sorry about that. And here he comes, the upstart of the year here in CMV. The 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner and probably the most vocal supporter of the hashtag No Confidence campaign, Reese Ortiz. Oh, you saw him send out some shots at Adam Scott earlier. Putting the phone down, though. The Dukes are going up. No, Kevin Silva, I guess you would call Silva like a phantom champion, kind of. He's not the champion. He's filling in. Randy Orton currently out on injury. And last but not least, the OG Dirty Heel. And what a night here at Battle Scars 4, of course, where we'll have Money in the Bank, showcasing the first ever Money in the Bank winner, Xander Slate. Ascendance 1 winning that. Going on to cash and become a 2-time world champion, United States champion, 2-time tag team champion. Now looking to become the last ever trios champion. Oh, how dare you. You know, Xander Slate, I heard when Shea Hoxton was signed, was so elated. Just a shame they're on different shows, but, well, maybe Xander Slate saw Hoxton knocked out backstage for coming out here. But here we go. Let's find out who will become the last ever trios champions of the annals of CMV history before the Fusion Tag Team titles are reinstated. New champs will be crowned 3 weeks from tonight. Retaliation, the season finale. The winners of this matchup will get an automatic spot in that title match. So if the Monsters were to win, 2 of their members were to get a shot at the titles. If the Good Brothers retain, I'm not so sure that will still apply. Will they get the shot? I mean, I assume if they don't, there's going to be some words to be had. Hashtag No Confidence going to have some more fuel for the fire, but they're Genesis superstars, so I don't see them being able to compete for the Fusion Tag Team titles. So I guess it's either the Monsters win here and they automatically get put into the title match, or if the Good Brothers retain, the titles are retired, and then we'll just have to find 2 teams to clash at Retaliation. He's actually hit that a couple of times this season, Tim. There will always be a high angle dick grab slam for Borton, but man, early on, Kevin Silva, apparently a big star here in Dallas, Texas. Strong against Marcantel, looks for a tag to either Slate or Ortiz, but Marcantel counters. Well, referee Murphy taking his bump for the evening. Not surprised it's in the Monsters match. And now Marcantel, I'm not too sure what he's doing here. There we go. Finally gets the tag to Damien. Voted newcomer of the year. Damien went, what was it, 21-0 before finally being defeated. And even today, still only count his losses on one hand. Trip up by Kevin Silva. Stomp down onto the arm now. Damien taken to the mat, and no matter how big you are, you do not want to get into a wrestling confrontation with the Portuguese god of wrestling. Kevin Silva, nice. Exploder suplex sends Damien into the corner. Brought right back up to his feet. Kevin Silva, high octane from the get-go. Look at that power bomb. 300 plus pounds, apparently no mind for Silva. Forearm smash caught by Damien though. Denies that shit, goes for a power bomb. Silva blocks it though in a trip up. There's the vintage capture suplex of Kevin Silva, has put down many a man in his path with that very maneuver. Is it going to be a quick night for the Good Brothers? No. Damien powers out. Dodging that drop kick, but man, Kevin Silva on another level here. He's taking it to the monsters all by himself. Might as well be a handicap match here. Slayton Ortiz just sitting back. Targeting the bicep. Damien slowly but surely brought to a vertical base, guys, and the Olympic stretch he calls it. Guri Suckanov taking no risks. Immediately breaks it up, gonna pay for it. Chop block, goodbye Russian Ogre. But in the meantime, hot tag to Mark until the distraction comes back to bite Kevin Silva. Big Mark plowing over the PGOW, both Slay and Ortiz begging for a tag. Markentel not going to allow that, though. Markentel all on his own right now as Damien and Guri Suckanov incapacitated on the outside. Luckily, maintaining control, though. A trio of gut-wrench suplexes, treating Silva like a rag doll or something, just throwing him about. Oh, here comes Damien back into the ring. Hello. You're not the legal man anymore, my friend. Markentel again. Well, Damien got to get out of the ring here. Losing by disqualification. The Good Brothers can retain that way by countout also. I don't think I've ever seen someone manhandle the way Markentel is manhandling Kevin Silva right now. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. Yeah, big Marky Moo. Only his girlfriend is allowed to call him that, though. Hung up to dry on the second turnbuckle. Well, watch out, Reese Ortiz. 300, near 400 pounds. Right to the back of Kevin Silva's neck. Nowhere to go there, and Markentel dominating Silva to the corner. Tag to Guri Suckanov, and the monsters look to feast on the flesh of the Good Brothers tonight. Thunder Valley and Xander Slade trying to argue with Murphy here. Markentel taking the bullet, but Ortiz breaking up the pin anyhow. Not going to get away with it, or maybe he will. All-out war breaking out here. I have no idea what's going on. Now Guri Suckanov's going after Silva. Reese Ortiz taking out Markentel. Guri's the legal man, remember. Belly to belly. Stalled by Silva. Nice takedown. Reeled into the front headlock, and a lot on the line to become the last ever Trios champions. As the season comes to a close and the Fusion Tag Team titles will be reinstated. Champions will be crowned at Retaliation, the season's finale, before heading into next season. Straight Jacket German, man, I can't get over the power of Silva in this match, but he's got to make a tag, by the way. He's been in this match since the very start. All the monsters have been legal so far. Slayton Ortiz just chilling on the apron. 1, 2. Oh, not Stuke out. Early Ortiz debuted in trunks. Only been wearing tights for a while, a couple of months. Tagged Reese Ortiz. The 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner. Immediately goes for a springboard. Caution to the wind. Cross body catching the lower back of Gurius. Now he hooks that tree trunk of a leg for the pin. Well, Slate's been in trunks for the majority of his career, too. Coconut crunch, the skull of Reese Ortiz about to be turned to dust. Oh, there's vintage Guri pop-up right hook. That right hook that could easily punch a hole right through your face. Lucky enough for Ortiz, it might have just knocked off his jaw. And the Russian Ogre, not playing around. Xander Slate can't even look. Kevin Silva trying to reason with Murphy, but there's nothing to do. Earth-shaking power bomb by Sucking to the pin. Is this enough to win the Trios titles? 1, 2, no it's not. Yeah, Xander Slate autocorrects to cancer. It does that on my phone too. I had to go in a dictionary and actually tell my phone Xander Slate is not cancer. Tag to Damian. Now we're seeing great teamwork by the Monsters so far in this Trios Championship match of Battle Scars 4. And Damian, I've never seen him go off the top rope before. Assisted shoulder block, hot tag, and back in comes Kevin Silva. Not a whole lot of time for him to rest there. Clothesline again. Damian continues to get up just to get knocked back down again. Xander Slate trying to direct traffic from the apron. Checking out Reese Ortiz and Kevin Silva right now. Not sure what he's doing. Wasting a whole lot of time, that's what. Damian crawling his way to a tag, but Kevin Silva stops him dead in his tracks to retain the Trios titles. The Olympic stretch on Damian here. The Olympic stretch by the Portuguese god of wrestling. Will Damian tap out? He has before. Only once ever, though, and that was to Hayden. Will he again? Marcantel and Guri apparently not going to help him out, but luckily he takes it with a bullet. Surviving, but Marcantel makes the save because he might have passed out from the pain there. Silva sent to the apron. Now Damian has got to make a tag now. Looking not so great. Back in comes Reese Ortiz. What's up with Xander Slate? Not wanting to get any of the action here. Well, Kevin Silva should break the referee's count. Again, they could retain via disqualification. Their champion's advantage warrants them that much. Ortiz just keeps getting to the ring to take the big moves. Now a choke slam all the way from the deepest depths of hell, up and back down again. Ortiz is a fighter, however. You might not like his attitude. I most certainly do not. I don't even know a person that does. Maybe, I guess, the rest of the hashtag no confidence campaign. But you simply can't deny the athletic prowess he possesses. The Helluva kick and pin to retain. Will he do it? Yes, he will. The Good Brothers retain the Trios titles and will go down in the history books as the last ever Trios champions. Not the night for the Monsters, but for Slate getting an easy paycheck. Not legal at all. That's Kevin Silva pulling his way. He did all the work. Reese Ortiz coming in to get the pin. Helluva kick on an already hurting Damian to retain. So now the Trios titles are retired. The Good Brothers gonna have that accolade. Fighting back against 1,100 pounds. And the Fusion Tag Team titles, guys, reinstated. We will have new champions crowned in 3 weeks at Retaliation. The season finale. Can the Monsters try to work their way back into that scenario? And who will they face if so? We'll have to wait and see. And we get into our next matchup now, guys, which is set to see Simmons versus Schmidt. Wait a minute, guys. I'm getting word from backstage. Apparently, there's some sort of altercation going on between Matt Devious and Andrew Briggs. Of course, we already see them fought earlier tonight. It was a great match. Matt Devious beat Andrew Briggs, but I'm being told that we're trying to get cameras on the scene because something's happening. I talked about this during that match, that these two being in the same building, Yuri Sokolov had to go to extreme lengths in order to keep them separated and ensure that there hasn't been some sort of war, but that seems to be what we're getting. A backstage brawl, guys. We're trying to get cameras on the scene right now to see exactly what is happening. Our cameramen are pretty slow, but here we go on the scene. Matt Devious tracking down Andrew Briggs, apparently beating him earlier tonight. Wasn't enough, apparently. Things are not done between these two. Again, breaking out in a brawl. The hallway has been cleared because everybody knows you do not want to get between these two. But Andrew Briggs not going to take it lying down, even though these two put each other through the grinder earlier tonight. The fight ain't over. We got to get some. CMV is known for not exactly having the best security, or at least having very, very slow security. Trying to get in contact with gentleman Yuri Sokolov, let him know what's happening, get some help back here, because if someone doesn't stop this, they're going to kill each other. And I'm not just saying that, they might literally kill each other. Throwing Andrew Briggs right into the steel steps there. Who's getting interviewed over there? Looks like I don't know. Maybe Super Gato or something. Apparently he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. Lisa Evans interviewing Super Gato. He doesn't care that this fight's going on. He's like, whatever, I got shit to say. Thrown back up the hallway. Matt Devious. Andrew Briggs completely blinded by their hatred for one another. Why would Leo Cruz be getting interviewed at Basketball 4? Maybe. I can't get a good look. I can't really tell. I can tell he's got a mask on, but that's not even the point. Matt Devious and Andrew Briggs, still no security on the scene. DDT on a steel chair. Oh my God. Onto the steel chair, on top of this concrete. Somebody please. Where's the rest of the superstars? Stop this. Matt Devious is going to kill Andrew Briggs. The neck. Oh my God, what the fuck is Devious doing? On top of a supply tray leg drop. To the king of the ring, guys. Oh, now the steel chair in hand. Come on, man, there's a point where enough's gotta be enough. You already beat it tonight. You had your last laugh. This is unnecessary. Briggs just being thrown about. Not stopping, no intention of stopping. But Andrew Briggs, the fight of Briggs, man. I can't commend him enough, but oh my God, don't do this, Devious. Don't do this, please don't do this, please don't do this. Thank the Lords above, Andrew Briggs escapes before Devious does something truly dastardly that might end the career of the King of the Ring. Continuing to beat the hell out of Andrew Briggs. Oh my God. Still no securities, no nobody. I'm about to get up and go back there. No, I'm not. I don't want to be caught in the middle of this. I guess I understand why nobody's coming to. This is a very long interview that Super Gato's having, by the way. Nobody wants to get between these two. I have been told Yuri Sokolov has been alerted of the situation. He's all the way on the other side of the arena. His office is easily at least 5, maybe 10-minute walk away. Oh my God. What is, oh no, on the supply crate. Oh, man. And there's that laugh, that evil, disgusting laugh that might haunt my nightmares. The hero killer lays down Andrew Briggs backstage, and as security finally comes around the corner, Devious makes off like a thief in the night, like a coward. Beating Briggs earlier tonight just wasn't enough for the antagonist. It wasn't enough for the villain. He wanted to make sure that the job was done. Security, medical crew arriving. Devious runs off. I'm at a loss for words, guys. I don't know what to say. Completely unnecessary, just remorseless, disgusting attack by Matt Devious. But now we get to just gotta get back into commentary mode. The matchup we're seeing next now. The Percy Simmons guys going one-on-one with Schmitty, a match that I'm looking forward to. Of course, still to come, the Money in the Bank ladder match, Jacob Ziegler, Harvey Hastings, but man, my mind can't get over what I just saw. But gotta. The show must go on, as they say. And it's going to be a hell of a show indeed. The face of change against the game changer. All right, well, I do have a little bit of an update now that Andrew Briggs is conscious and he has been brought to the medical facility along with General Manager Yuri Sokolov as security tries to track down Matt Devious. And here comes the longest reigning CMV light heavyweight champion of all time. The face of change, the gold-blooded franchise, Percy Simmons, set to square off in the biggest match of his career, no doubt about it. Former world champion Schmitty gonna stand across the ring from him, and Simmons on his path to reach another level, as he says. Made the light heavyweight championship everything it can be, and now as it will fade back into obscurity, he looks to reach the upper echelon on Monday Night Fusion. Decided to go about that by targeting Schmitty, obviously one of the biggest names on Fusion. And Schmitty was recuperating from his loss to, oh my god, hello. Recuperating from his loss to Paul Devine at Ascendant 6. Percy Simmons capitalized on that, launched a nasty attack on Schmitty the night after the show of shows. And since then, Percy has continued to get the better of the game changer, including a tag team match where Percy and Hastings knocked off the duo of Moon and Schmitty. What up, SVR? And here he comes. No matter what you do to Schmitty, he keeps getting back up. That age-old adage, you knock me down, I keep getting back up. Schmitty lives by those words. The proud father, not the man he was a year ago today, changed for the better. And at first I didn't believe it. Maybe I didn't want to believe it. But after this season I do, and I am fully behind Schmitty and what he stands for and what he wants to get done in CMV. Wants to be better for his boy. And that includes proving to him, showing his son that bullies can't win. And even though Schmitty once upon a time was the biggest bully on the lot, now he stands up to somebody who thinks that he should just be handed everything. Percy Simmons feels as though he's proved now that he should be the face of Monday Night Fusion, but we all know in CMV, and Schmitty certainly knows, things are earned. They are not given. So here we go, Simmons, Schmitty, one-on-one. Middle of the ring they meet, and the game changer going to take Percy up against the ropes. Slingshot sends him flying back into the center of the ring, and a mini knee drop to follow through. Simmons counters early on. Overhand punch reeled into a front headlock. Now knee to the midsection. Leapfrog. Leg drop. Bulldog. A little bit of a shot at Schmitty there. Insult to injury. Of course, the old school Schmitty being a leg drop Bulldog. Well, guys, we know we just witnessed a few minutes ago. Matt Devious attacking Andrew Briggs backstage, and Briggs brought to the medical facility along with General Manager Yuri Sokolov, and reports telling me that Briggs is fully conscious, and even though he's hurting, Briggs is demanding that Yuri Sokolov give him Devious again tonight. I'm being told by sources in the medical office that Briggs apparently wants to fight Devious again. As Percy Simmons gets off an elbow drop here on Schmitty. Schmitty gonna push Simmons off, turns him around from behind. Ooh, nice half suplex. I don't know what Andrew Briggs is thinking, man. I talked about it during their match, though. It's just that he's completely blinded by the hatred he has for Matt Devious. Briggs is already broken tonight and still wants to get in the ring with Devious again. Front headlock, though, by Schmitty. Grabs the arm. Nice. Leg drop across the bicep, and Schmitty certainly has so many ways that he can beat you. That rear naked choke of his, he's tapped out many opponents with, and most of all, that leg drop Bulldog, the old school Schmitty, which Percy Simmons going to have to be ultra wary of. Forearm smash. Woof! Nasty impact there. Don't get it twisted. I'm certainly a big Percy Simmons fan. Another instance of me not necessarily liking his attitude, but respecting his in-ring ability. The longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time. And sure, maybe near the end he got a little bit cocky, got a little bit weird with it, and was defending against, nobodies, Northern Cottonbelly and Bunnies, but, disrespecting the title if you ask me, and many others. But when put to the test, Percy Simmons is I think, the future. And you got to keep in mind also, these two have fought before. They fought about 2 months ago, and Percy Simmons beat Schmitty. It was probably the biggest upset, one of the biggest upsets we've seen this season, and certainly Percy's got that in the back of his head, knowing he can beat Schmitty, knowing he's continued to get the better of him over these past 2 weeks. But of course, Schmitty, big match Schmidt. Stole the show with Paul Devine over Ascendance Weekend. Sure, didn't get the win, but never count out the game changer. This fight now spilling to the outside, and Percy Simmons looking to use the environment to deal extra damage. The kidneys of Schmitty just getting slammed off the top of the security wall there. Got on that wireless controller. I apologize, Tim. One day, eventually. Well, back to the action after that vintage dashing break, and Schmitty making sure his cardio is in check mid-match. Don't know that's the best time to check on something like that, but oh, okay. And Percy's just gonna stare at him. This is gonna have to get a restart. Oh, there we go. Thank God. And Schmitty finally makes it around the bend. Momentary lapse by both men. And Percy hooked to the jaw, sent Schmidt. What? What? Huh? Didn't he get back into the ring? What? He got back into the ring. What? Did he? No, he didn't. Did he? He was on the apron, though. Yeah, we're getting a restart there. Gentleman Yuri Sokolov certainly has his hands full, but not so full that he's going to have one of the most hype matches on the card end that way. Just getting word from the GM. That's right, Percy. Percy just thinking he's won, but referee Murphy getting back in the ring, letting him know that the news has been shared. This match is getting restarted. Percy not looking too happy about that. I don't imagine so. He thought he got away with an easy paycheck there, knocking off Schmitty by a count out. Well, now Percy pissed off, and while he's momentarily distracted by his emotions, Schmitty back into the ring attacks. Float over DDT. And Schmitty wasting no time. Finger on the trigger, pedal to the metal. Slingshot back into the ring, clothesline. Rebounds off the ropes. Knee to the side of the head, caught up into a neck breaker. And I'd say Percy Simmons probably does need a reality check. Still tonight here at Battle Scars, 4 guys to come. Money in the Bank ladder match, as well as one of the biggest matches in CMV history. Jacob Ziegler putting up his Fusion career. One last shot at Harvey Hastings in the World Championship, guys. But the situation backstage continuing to escalate, and I do have a big update. Yuri Suklov didn't just contact me to restart this match, but also, after heavily trying to discourage Briggs from doing so, we know that General Manager Yuri Suklov loves his unique opportunities, these scenarios he's put superstars in. And slingshot from the apron, Phoenix splash from the outside. That is why I'm a Percy Simmons fan, despite his attitude. But back to the task at hand, guys. Even after the doctors and crew backstage tried to get Andrew Briggs to rethink, Briggs telling General Manager Yuri Suklov, I'm willing to put my Fusion contract on the line if you give me Devious tonight. Sources in the room telling me that Suklov has agreed, and that tonight a match has just been made again. Matt Devious and Andrew Briggs, guys, will go one-on-one. Yuri Suklov saying loser will leave the brand, and it is going to be last man standing. It ends tonight, once and for all. Last man standing. Devious Briggs, loser leaves Fusion. As a massive elbow drop from Schmitty, that is huge news. Trying to stay focused on this matchup, are you kidding me? Briggs, man, will not die. Schmitty, though, staying on top of things, and ooh, pop-up drop kick. Percy was doing very well for himself in the last match, and again, thought that he had got away with a big heist, winning by count out, and I'm sure he would have loved to take that. He had a big smile on his face, but distracted by Murphy telling him the match has been restarted. It's been all Schmitty since. Misses that moonsault DDT attempt. Nice counter, though. Stomped down to the lower back. Nice lion salt. Just realizing by the end of tonight, we're going to have, well, we're most definitely either going to have Matt Devious or Andrew Briggs leaving Fusion. We could also have Jacob Ziegler leaving Fusion. Battle Scars 4 are going to see a mass exodus. Another lion salt by the face of Change, who's slowly started to get himself back into the dominant position. The driver suit over Schmitty. Task with him is keeping him down, though, not allowing Schmitty to get an inch, because he's that type of guy that will take it a mile. Beautiful wheel kick. The calf catching Schmitty right on the jaw. Targeting the ankle now. Schmitty, wide strategy by Percy Simmons, looking from it. No, objectively, Schmitty uses his legs for a lot of his offense, including most of which the old school Schmitty. Getting lost in the woods, but quickly finds his way out. The greatest professional wrestler on the planet today doesn't just say that. Not even disputable. Schmitty, look at what he did at Ascendant 6 with Paul Devine. Absolute magic. Doesn't matter what you think about him personally, Schmitty is maybe not the greatest, but I'd say one of the greatest. Rallying a comeback, and now Schmitty has Percy trapped, rear naked hold. There's the body scissors. Percy is trapped. Can he lean back to get a rope break? No, Percy did his homework. He finds a way to escape, to steal the pin. Dirty, dirty heel. Feet on the ropes. Referee does not see it, but luckily Schmitty escapes. Remember, Schmitty used to be the dirtiest of heels. He knows the game and how to play it. Both these guys now back and forth. on the edge of my seat because I can feel this matchup coming to an end, and perhaps with a one-kick KO, it will be Percy Simmons here at Battle Scars 4. That proves he is the better man and deserves all he says he does, but no. Schmitty out at 2.99999. Percy Simmons far from happy about that. All started with Simmons just trying to send a message to the CMV universe, the Fusion locker room, the gentleman this year, Suck Club, that he's not playing around anymore. He feels as though he deserves to be at the best of the best, the top of the top, be in the main events, be challenging for the world championship. And Schmitty was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, the target that Percy had in mind to send that message. And that message will certainly echo should Simmons manage to defeat Schmitty here tonight. Well, look at that, Percy hardly able to stand. Goes into a pin now, 1, 2, only a 2 count. Getting closer and Simmons, I can feel it. I believe he can as well. Schmitty's got to do something drastic within the next few minutes to turn this around. Otherwise, Simmons going to leave Dallas, Texas with a big old win. Oh, okay, that's out of the norm for Percy Simmons. Handspring moonsault, never seen him hit that before. Kick to the back, and Schmitty, there we go. Just well, oh, and out of nowhere, old school Schmitty. What? Didn't try to pin him, okay. Well, massive mistake there if you ask me, but Schmitty hits the OSS, does not go for the pin. Did bust Percy wide open, certainly is hurting him. Perhaps Schmitty realizing, understanding that Percy is a hell of an athlete and it's going to take more than just one OSS to keep him down. Oh, a little shout out to Voice Vindy, a little vindication variation there. Ooh, vindication variation. Schmitty lets out a mighty roar. He knows that his son, watching at home with Laura, this is more than a match for Schmitty. He's looking for redemption after what happened at Ascendant 6, and he's looking to show his son that you've got to stand up to bullies. You can't let them get what they want. But sometimes, whether you want to admit it or not, the bullies do win. Percy's looking to do that. One kick KO again, countered by Schmitty. Schmitty uppercut right up under the chin. Percy is quicker though, fires back. Irish River to the corner, slowly but surely approaches. Schmitty's ready for him, walks right into a gut wrench suplex. Hook to the jaw, perhaps looking for another rear naked choke. Percy Simmons though saw it coming, snap. Dragon suplex, bridge to pin. No 3, not just yet. Sometimes the bullies win, you know? That's just how it be sometimes. Vicious knees, unrelenting Percy Simmons in his assault here on the Game Changer. Percy Simmons likes to call himself the face of change. Feels as though he's going to usher in a new era here in CMV and on Monday Night Fusion. But Schmitty is the Game Changer. Battling up to his feet. Hook to the midsection. Breaks free, but Schmitty might be on his last leg. Drenched in sweat. Wobbling. His shoulder hurting. Blood from his face, but still not quitting. And Percy caught again in this rear naked choke. Body scissors, no hope for a rope break. Percy's trapped, nowhere to go. Will he tap out? Schmitty's got it clamped on, and he's not gonna let go, but he has to. Nothing left, collapsing out of exhaustion, and maybe out of instinct, just flopping into the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. But Schmitty, hearing the fans on their feet around the arena chant his name, knowing his baby boy is watching at home. Old school Schmitty to the pin. 1, Ghost Trace and Schmitty is victorious. What a match between these two. Most definitely would have been sad to see it end by a count out. If not for Yuri Sokolov restarting things, Percy Simmons would have left Dallas, Texas Battle Scars 4 with that easy paycheck and a smile on his face. Instead, we got a hell of a match between these two. Exactly what I expected out of them. And even though Percy had me thinking a couple of times that he might actually do it, the greatest professional wrestler on the planet today is the one who looks to a brighter horizon for himself and his family. What's next now for Schmitty? Well, here we go, guys. As the night dwindles down, we reach our tertiary main event, which was actually our main card. Still Money in the Bank and Jacob Ziegler versus Harvey Hastings to come, guys. But in one of the most peculiar situations I have ever bared witness Battle Scars 4, we saw Matt Devious and Andrew Riggs throw down earlier, with Matt Devious being victorious. But then in a backstage brawl, Devious would confront Briggs again. Apparently beating him in the ring wasn't enough. He wanted to make sure the job was done. Matt Devious absolutely just beat the whole holy hell out of Andrew Briggs, but Briggs with a heart unlike I've ever seen before. Even after all of that, the loss, getting beat up in the medical office, said, no, I'm not going to stay down. I want Devious again. It's not over. Give me him. I'm willing to do anything. I'm willing to put my career on the line. And of course, our general manager, loving his unique opportunities, these scenarios he places superstars in, granting him his wish even against the advisory of the medical crew. And by Andrew's sister, it all comes to an end finally. Last man standing. The loser leaves Fusion. I mean, truly, that's the only way things can ever end between these two. They can't just go on like nothing ever happened on the same show, passing by each other every Monday saying, hey, hi, what's up, how are you? The only way they ever move on is if they are separated indefinitely. Matt Devious again enters the Battle Scars 4 arena. This, of course, is last man standing, which means there are no pinfalls, there are no submissions, no countouts, no disqualifications. The only way to win this match is to incapacitate your opponent until the count of 10, until they can't respond, until they are done indefinitely. And Devious has already done that twice tonight. Yes, this matchup is loser leaves Fusion. Only one man will remain on CMV's flagship show. It's the way it was always going to be. But who will be the last man standing? I can't admire the heart, the soul of Andrew Briggs enough. But is this smart? Already being beaten twice by Devious tonight, but Andrew Briggs stands. This man is unbreakable. Unlike anything I've ever seen before, Andrew Briggs continues to rise to the occasion. But Devious has gotten into his head, infected his mind so much to the point that Briggs is literally willing to lay down his career, his Fusion career, his home, much like Jacob's Legal will later on tonight, in order to finally hammer that nail in the coffin, bury Matt Devious, and move on. So here we go. It all comes down to this. Months and months and months and months. Tonight, what has happened so far, just a tidbit of what Devious has done to Briggs, what these two have done to each other. But when all is said and done, there will only be one man left standing right after each other, and definitely not what I thought we would see as a collar elbow tie-up between these two, but now they're actually fighting for something more than just this unending grudge. They're fighting to maintain their spot on Monday Night Fusion. Off the ropes and a drop kick. There's going to be no haste made by either of these two. No mistakes. If they do, it all comes tumbling down. Brought up to his feet. You got to also keep in mind, guys, last man standing match. There are no DQs, no countouts. It's truly one of the most diabolical matches that one can think of in the wrestling world. You don't have to pin your opponent. You're not going to submit them, beat them in competition. You are literally going to beat them so bad to the point they can't get back up. Jawbreaker staggers Briggs just a bit, and Devious fires off with a calf kick. Caught on the chin and kicked to the upper back. Of course, both these men already seriously drained from their awesome match earlier tonight, and then the backstage brawl. I mean, I probably couldn't even make it through one match that lasted 5 minutes. Just a whole nother level that superstars like these two are on. But I think more than anything, it's that hatred that's driving them this way. Devious knocked down to the outside, and referee Murphy gonna start a count. Already up at 3. Murphy, very fast counter. Briggs wanting to rid himself of the cancer that is Devious, that has latched onto him in his career, his life. Drain it. Is this gonna do it? Devious knocked down to the out. Oh, there we go. Getting up and in. I thought that might be it. I honestly wouldn't be surprised anything to get it done in this last man standing match, because again, these two have already fought twice tonight. Oh, Devious again going to resort to that tombstone pile driver, and that look, that piercing gaze that follows through. Briggs drops down to the outside, completely disoriented. Devious saying, "You wanted this match, Matt." Or answer Matt. Who's Matt? Calling himself. "You wanted this match, Matt." Slingshotted off the ropes, and Devious again looking for blood. Briggs hasn't had his forehead stitched up for more than an hour, and Devious is already looking to cut him open. The same exact spot. High Rank District goes for a moonsault. Andrew Briggs moved out of the way, though. Briggs is the high flyer. Should probably leave that to him. Tries for a suplex, follow it up. There's Devious again, just shoving his hand down Andrew's throat, trying to suffocate him. Over the shoulder, Matt Devious taking Briggs for a ride. Drops him face first on the top turnbuckle. Snake eyes. Andrew Briggs looking completely disoriented in the corner as Matt Devious, the foot wash, building a head full of steam. The boot right across the head. Matt Devious made it his mission in life to ruin Briggs' career, to ruin his life, and all because Matt Devious felt as though Andrew Briggs has kept him back, has stolen that year they were together, the year they were best friends. Count of 8 though. Briggs refuses to stay down. Devious just kicks him right in the face, but Briggs gets right back up. Does not know how to die. The word quit is not his vocabulary. Over the shoulder, torture rack set up. Spun out, sit out, power bomb by Briggs, but there's no pins. Andrew Briggs turns to the crowd, his last bastion of hope, feeding off the energy, keeping him thriving. When any normal man would not be getting back up, any normal man would have been done a long time ago. Any normal man months and months ago would have been done, would have given up, would have quit. But that's not Andrew Briggs. That's not the kind of man that he is. Count of 6. Matt Devious doesn't seem to know where he is right now, looking up at the lights, wondering if he's reached the pearly gates. Nah, Matt, you're not going up there, my friend. When that day comes, taking the trip downstairs, if I can give a prediction. The hero killer with his opportunity to finally kill everyone's hero. Reverse DDT, Andrew Briggs stomped to the chest to follow through, but that's not it. Brings Devious up to his feet, over the shoulder. Now takes him to the corner. Neck first, driven, drilled, rammed into that top turnbuckle. I think I heard the crack of Devious's neck from over here at the announce table. Saw how referee Murphy tried to start the count and Briggs was like, bitch, not unless I tell you to. Vertical suplex, Briggs to his seat. As he just looks down at Matt Devious, a man he once considered his best friend. Andrew Briggs took Devious under his wing when Devious was just a rookie, gave him the opportunity of a lifetime, taught him the ropes, and how did Devious thank him? By digging a dagger into his back. Grab by the arm, snaps it over the shoulder. There will only be one man left, I should say, standing when this match finishes. Top rope, and Devious has got something dastardly. Oh my God. No, drilling Briggs head first. Oh man, onto the top turnbuckle, and Briggs, man, not human, not human. Boots to the chest, just I don't even have words to describe Andrew Briggs and his performance tonight. Well, even though that it might seem like he just brushed it off there, yeah, that's a compression of the neck. In the long run, that's going to aid Devious. He's targeting the neck. He's making that his focal point. He keeps doing that. Shit, Briggs could be... I mean, that's the fucking game. Not even a vintage dashing. That's just dumb 2K. In the wrestling world, though, there's nothing more heinous than just trying to break somebody's neck, because that's a career. You break your arm, you're out for a few months. You break even your back, you're out for maybe a year. But you break your neck, that's a career ender. You're done. It's over. I mean, very few people have come back from that. In CMV, only one ever, being Tim LaFave. And he hardly, I mean, he's certainly not the same. Look what it did to him. Look at Tim now. He ain't the same, man. Back suplex, and I think at this point Briggs might be realizing the hole he's dug himself into, just hoping, praying. Count of 5. Knock on past an 8 though. 7, 8. Yep, there it is. Devious back up. Briggs taking him now, arm and leg drag. Kirk positioning for a lion salt by the 3-time record-setting light heavyweight champion, the king of the ring, guys. That's tough for a real-life person. 5, 6, 7, 8, but Devious will not stay down. That 8 count seems to shoot him back to life every single time. Something about the number 8. But Briggs, I think he was looking for the Shining Wizard. Instead, Devious catches him up. Mistake made, but now Briggs changes the momentum, reverses it back into his corner. Both guys right there on the verge of ending this match. Big old wheelbarrow facebuster, and Briggs collapses as well. He gets back up though, count of 2. He's safe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no. Now Briggs just like a wild animal. He knows that his prey is wounded, as if a lion ready to pounce on the gazelle. But perhaps that gazelle is just playing possum, because that's what Devious does. Stalls the vertical. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No! Briggs is up. They will not stay down. Facebuster. 1, 2. Everything they've gone through. 3. Will not stay down. 4. Not giving other the benefit. 5. But one of them has to. It's the only way this match ends. And Briggs just steps back. Look, just telling Devious, almost pleading with him, please. It's almost like a look of what these two used to have, the friendship they shared for over a year. Briggs saying, please just stay down. Let this end. But Devious is a monster. He's not that man that Briggs once knew. Wait a minute. The 8, 9, 10. Andrew Briggs is the last man standing. Devious out of instinct tried to get back up, but Briggs told him stay down, and Devious did. It all comes to an end, and even after everything that's happened tonight, Devious beating Briggs on 2 separate occasions. Andrew is the last man standing. And look at his reaction when the ref reaches 10. Oh, well, we're not going to get it. We got up to 9, I guess. But Briggs finally has rid himself of Matt. Devious finally can try to find himself some sort of future where Devious isn't there to dig that dagger deeper into his back. What happens next for Matt Devious? That's the story we'll have to follow. But for Briggs, it's the beginning of the next chapter in his career. Well, now, guys, it is time for our co-main event and the matchup that most people are tuning in to see. It is the Fusion Money in the Bank ladder match. 6 superstars who collide for that opportunity to cash in anytime, anywhere, world championship opportunity. The very championship. Then up next in our main event, Jacob Ziegler will be putting his career on the line for when he challenges Harvey Hastings. But right now, it's Maurice Fisher III, it's MLP, it's Alistair Knox, it's John Reed, it's PJ Moon, and it's Pierre Thompson willing to put their bodies on the line in order to scale that ladder, unhook the briefcase, and grab their future. Only one man can do that, though. And this matchup is definitely quite a playing field. Talked about it a bit last week on Monday Night Fusion that have experience. MLP, Alistair Knox, and Pierre Thompson, as well as John Reed, the only man of the 6 previously won a Money in the Bank ladder match, being Michael Lee Pratt. Won it at this same event last year, Battle Scars 3. Went on to cash in, become a champ match that John Reed and Pierre Thompson were in. Meanwhile, for MF, PJ Moon there, entering unknown territory. But it's an opportunity that can't be passed up. Bank glossed over it earlier tonight. 99% cash-in rate. Only one time ever in CMV history has a cash-in failed. Nick Blake, nearly 3 years ago, cashed in on Justin Sane, and Justin Sane defeated him. Everybody else who has ever cashed in a briefcase has walked out champion. Of course, is the 1 month curse. Every single time a Money in the Bank winner has cashed in, they've gone on to only hold the title for 1 month. Will that curse be broken perhaps with the man who, well, grabs glory tonight, takes it for himself? Look at just earlier this season, Chris Diamond cashed in to become undisputed champion. And of course, you look at El Jefe over on Genesis right now to send in 6. He won an 8-man Money in the Bank ladder match to earn the briefcase. Well, here comes the kid that might not have experience when it comes to this type of match, but I feel as though he's going to fit in just fine. Maurice Fisher III, since coming from a match to Monday Night Fusion, has most definitely, despite his attitude, garnered many fans. Descendant 60 put down Perry Heaton in an awesome match. MF3 definitely has that it factor. You can just sense it in him. He has that potential to be a major star. That potential he nearly reached multiple times on Unmatched, but for all the years he spent on Unmatched, never really got near that main event scene, never even won a championship, and that honestly is baffling when you just see how incredibly athletic MF3 is. But perhaps tonight is the night, perhaps here at Battle Scars 4 in Dallas, Texas, will be that opportunity for him to become something more, reach that next level. No pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, no DQs. The only way to win a Money in the Bank ladder match is to climb the ladder and unhook the briefcase. Once you've done that, you have a contract to your name, a contract that enables you to cash in anytime, anywhere for a world championship opportunity. MF3 is certainly ready, and no doubt about it, so is this man. John Reed in the same boat as MF3. We talked about multiple times the Mount Rushmore of superstars who have never held a world championship. And every time John Reed has been on that Mount Rushmore. Now as a member of Monday Night Fusion, brought over during the draft, his entire career he spent on Genesis. It's a new playing field. Can he begin his career anew? Grandest way possible. The Fallen Angel, a CMV veteran, a former Anarchy champion. If I gotta be completely honest with you, I might be a bit biased here. John Reed is my favorite. He's my pick. He's come close so many times, breaking that glass ceiling, reaching the peak of the mountain, but every single time he's got pushed back down. The Messiah is SVR. The prophet of the people. Oh, John Reed has never won a Money in the Bank ladder match. Never been a world champion. He's competed in a Money in the Bank ladder match. He has experience. Last year, this very same event, along with Pierre Thompson and, well, one of the other participants, Michael Lee Pratt, MLP. Now, Pratt is a former Money in the Bank ladder match winner, and if he wins this, he would make history as the two-time Money in the Bank winner. And Pratt knows all about that briefcase, what it can do for a superstar. He went on to cash it in, become Alpha World Champion. And here comes probably the, of the lineup, star-studded, talked about all night. This might be the most star-studded Money in the Bank in CMV history, but this guy, I'd say, is probably the outcast, the outlier. The CMV United States champion, the longest reigning in CMV history, most defenses as United States champion. Nobody has been able to take that title from around Alistair Knox's waist. But just because he's United States champion doesn't mean he doesn't have aspirations to reach a level higher. His message that he delivers as United States champion, he says, is one that shows exactly the kind of place the United States is, a place that sucks the life, the color, the dreams, the ambitions out of people. Imagine if he becomes Money in the Bank. Imagine if he cashes in, how much more that message would resonate, how many more people it would reach. I don't think it's so much about Alistair Knox wanting to become world champion as Knox seeing this as an opportunity to get on that loudspeaker and try to brainwash the masses even more so. Alistair Knox, you also got to talk about all about the submission game. His deadly maneuver he calls censorship is what he 99% of the time likes to put his opponents away with. There are no submissions in this match. No matter who wins this Money in the Bank ladder match, I'll tell you right now, either Jacobs, Ziggler, or Harvey Hastings have eyes in the back of your head. The Chosen Six. And here he comes, guys. The former Money in the Bank winner, Michael Lee Pratt. Man who has more experience than any of the others. He knows what it takes to climb that ladder, to unhook that briefcase, to hold it, to cash it in, to become champion, to reach that mountaintop. And Pratt wants to get back there again. He's hungry for it. He's feeding for it. It's all he thinks about. It keeps him up at night. MLP wants to make history. Well, Knox would not be the first double champ in CMV history. We've had plenty. I think we've had 6 at this point. I was talking to someone about this the other day. Of course, Hayden was the first ever world champion, then won the Intercontinental title. Then you had Troy Voodoo was the international champion, won the world title. Then you had Webb winning both the tag titles. Then this season, Britt held both the International and Anarchy Championship, but certainly Knox wins this. I mean, come on, man. Even Michael Lee Pratt at Ascendance challenged Knox for the world title. Sure, it came close, but really, I mean, didn't stand a chance. Knox just continues to line him up and knock him down. Man, I might be starting to rethink my pick. Sorry, John. Convincing myself that Knox is the way to go. Now we have a man who has certainly had his fair share of ups and downs since arriving here in CMV, a polarizing figure, to put it the best that I possibly can. PJ Moon says this is the biggest match of his career. He has worked his ass off to reach this very moment. PJ Moon. Oh, man. Says that tonight he will be reborn. Certainly coming dressed for the occasion, PJ Moon does not lack confidence, I'll tell you that much. All night long he's been tweeting out saying this is his time. He can't lose this match. He won't allow it. If he does, he doesn't know where to go from here. PJ Moon entering the Battle Scars 4 arena with the spotlight on him. What is he willing to sacrifice, though, is the question that all 6 of these superstars have to ask themselves. What are they willing to do? Are they willing to risk their body? Are they willing to perhaps shave years off their career just for, not even like the world titles on the line, just for the opportunity to then challenge for the World Championship? Well, PJ Moon certainly has his fancy digs, but once the robe comes off, the mask is taken away, we see PJ Moon the man. Will it be that man that will walk out tonight as Mr. Money in the Bank? Or will it be, last but not least, the 6th and final participant, the big dog, Prime Time, looking to make BS4 his yard, looking to eat good here in Dallas, Texas. Pierre Thompson, another name that always revolves around that conversation of the greatest superstars in CMV history to never hold a world championship. Pierre coming off one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed in my days of calling CMV action. Nearly 4 years, beating Hayden in under a minute at the show of shows at Ascendant 6. Pierre Thompson is ready to finally realize his potential. Pierre Thompson knows what this matchup can do to you. He knows the feel of the steel ladder smacking off his skin, his bones crunching as he slammed off the top and sent plummeting down to the canvas. Last time it was all for nothing, but maybe here tonight. Maybe, just maybe, it's Thompson's time to take over. As the 5 other men who join him surround the ring, now enter the fray, and the bell rings. The ladder's ready to be used. It is Money in the Bank time. First man to climb the ladder and unhook the briefcase will walk out with the contract in hand. Thompson and MF3 go right after each other. Or MLP, I should say. Thompson wasting no time, not paid by the hour, know what's on the line, immediately grabs the ladder. Moon and John Reed squaring up as U.S. champ Knox and the Angel of Fusion take their fight to the outside. Ladder in the ring, John Reed takes out PJ Moon. Getting that briefcase off the hook is certainly a lot tougher than it may just look. It's on there pretty expertly latched on. Set up right under the briefcase. PJ Moon immediately going to shoot to the top. Freaking MLP. Thompson knocks MF3 all distracted ringside, but luckily Pratt rushes back into the ring, seeing that Moon, the first man to lay hands on the briefcase. Is John Reed strong enough to knock Bolt off, as he's trying to do here? Battling 10 feet plus above the ring. John Reed is trying as he might, but he's simply not strong enough to push both men off. John Reed says, oh, well, fuck it then. Trading blows atop the ladder. John Reed gonna help out Moon. Goodbye, MLP, but now here comes John Reed to greet Moon. Moon again had hands on the briefcase. Now here comes Aleister Knox. Goodbye, PJ Moon, but the U.S. champ from behind. The Fallen Angel did not see him coming. Knox gonna rip him off by the tights. Brings him up to his feet, kick to the midsection. Such force that it knocks over the ladder. DDT, and John Reed bent over the ladder. Moon trying to regain consciousness as Pierre Thompson goes back to the outside. Moon back to his feet, alone in the ring with the ladder. John Reed just completely out of it. And there we go, Moon ladder in hand again. Here comes MLP. Aleister Knox and MF3 seem to have it out for each other. Beating the tar out of one another ring. So this entire match, 630 senton by MLP, the exact way he won that triple threat match last week on Fusion, defeating MF3 and Pierre Thompson, excuse me. Ladder matches always get the juices flowing, you know. PJ Moon, short arm boot to the side of the head as John Reed finally on his seat of his own cognizance. PJ Moon setting up MLP for the chaos kick. Pratt certainly taking his licks early on as now the big dog grabs the ladder, looks to set it up and ascend, maybe use it as a weapon to take out his opponents. Yeah, there goes Pratt taken down. Now Moon trying to evade, but he's caught as well. Where the hell is John Reed or MF3 going? Fisher and the Fallen Angel all the way up on the ramp as Thompson gets to the top rope. Moon trying to recuperate and stop Thompson, but oh my God, Pierre, can he do it? He's got his hands on the latch, but John Reed just in the nick of time. Thompson not letting go though. Got that ironclad grip. Here comes Moon back up to the top of the ladder. Reed again, gonna try to push both men off. Well, there goes Pierre. John Reed continuing to struggle. PJ's got his hands on the briefcase. John Reed's got to get him down. Does PJ Moon have it? PJ Moon gets disrupted, and here comes MLP. John Reed going to work together. A momentary alliance. Push the ladder out for Moon. The ladder goes flying. Hits John Reed right in the face, and Moon taken down with an electric chair. Well, that alliance no longer. John Reed throws Fisher out to the apron. Aleister Knox and MLP here out in front of the announce table, beating the hell out of each other. Pierre Thompson, the only man standing in the ring, but he needs a ladder. PJ Moon sleeping on one right now. Vintage Maurice Fisher German suplex. Now he's got the ladder in hand. Throws it back into the ring. Pierre Thompson. PJ Moon up on one knee, guys. Nobody's there to stop Fisher. Here comes Pratt, though. MF3, MLP. Both gonna try to, oh no. What, Pratt, what are you doing? MF3 alone in the ring, atop the ladder. Fisher's got it. Fisher, hands on the briefcase. Can anybody stop him in time? MF3. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God. Pratt went for a neck breaker. Fisher just threw him off. Holy shit. Now all 6 men in the ring. Oh my God. One winged angel by MF3 takes out Primetime. Gonna try to roll to the outside and catch his breath, but Pierre Thompson takes it with a pinch of salt right back up to his feet. Moon, meanwhile, continuing the assault on Pratt, who I'm pretty sure was already dead after getting thrown off the top of the ladder. Now Moon's got the ladder again. John Reed gonna take out U.S. champ Knox there in the corner. Knox may be looking for, well, I don't really know what he's looking for. Censorship, I guess he could try to lock in and maybe knock his opponents out, incapacitate them, then he doesn't have to worry about them. But other than that, he can't win with it. And here comes the fall by John Reed. Wow, PJ Moon, dick of the century, breaking up Reed's finishing maneuver. Reed's not happy about it. Gonna go make Moon pay. MF3, even amongst the chaos of this Money in the Bank ladder match, finds the time to mock the CM Universe and his opponents, taunting in the corner there. Now, Alistair Knox has a ladder in hand for the first time in this match, takes out John Reed. One-winged angel again to Pierre Thompson. Wow, inadvertently saved is the big dog though by Knox. Someone got busted open. I think it was John Reed. Pierre Thompson, I'm going to catch Knox on the rebound. Of course, it was Knox all those months and months and months ago, of course, that beat Pierre Thompson to win the United States Championship. That was at Regicide. Springboard knee strike to the side of the head. Alistair Knox is looking worse for wear. PJ Moon focusing his attack here on taking out John Reed, the last kiss, or the French kiss. And I don't think PJ is French, though. And here comes Pierre, ascending to his destiny. The big dog, the big dog. PJ Moon does not see that Pierre's reached the top of the ladder. MLP is completely out of it. MF3 regained consciousness. Can he get in time to stop Pierre, though? Or will it be too late? Here comes Moon, finally seeing what's happening. Pierre had hands on the briefcase. Now Moon and Thompson trying to work together to knock off Fisher. Moon does, but Thompson just climbs right back up. Moon's not going to let that happen. There goes Fisher, scaling the ladder once again. Bulkman playing war. Oh my God, Thompson landing on top of Moon, taking him out. Fisher using Thompson like a bomb. Now Alistair Knox trying to work to make sure MF3 does not pull that briefcase down. MF3 won't let go, though. Refusing. United States champion looking to climb the other side of the ladder. Here comes MLP back into the ring. Not strong enough on his own, though. Knox going to help him out together. They knock the ladder down. There goes the ladder again off the ropes, hitting Pratt right in the face. Knox gonna do here, man. Just the massive bodies there ringside. PJ Moon, John Reed, Fisher all laid out. DDT busts open. Michael Lee Pratt, he's out of it. Knox knocked out of the outside. Here comes John Reed finally back to life. Haven't seen him in a while. Thompson's got the ladder in hand, man. You got to imagine that briefcase is very loose right now. So many times I thought we had a winner. Pierre Thompson slipped to the ladder. Here comes Moon. Luckily is alive after getting Thompson dropped right on his head. There goes Moon shooting right at the ladder saying, see you, bye. Thompson smacking that ass, though, trying to get him down. Maurice Fisher back into the game. He and Thompson. Well, goodbye, PJ. Ooh! Landed right on the ladder. I think his ass went right up the rung. Alistair Knox dispatched by Pratt, former Money in the Bank winner, with that double knee backstabber. The ladder now stood up against the ropes. Backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. PJ Moon up to his feet. All 6 of these guys have taken their bumps so far. PJ grabs the ladder, super kick to Pratt. No doubt about it that Pratt has taken the brunt of the damage in this match. He has, yeah, he's going to be feeling it in the morning. But there goes Moon up the ladder. Oh, thought he was going to try to. Making sure the ghost is clear, though. Back into the ring. The only man down right now is Pierre Thompson. And Moon looks to make sure it stays that way. Probably sees Pierre as the biggest threat. Understandably so. But now the ladder is set up. And John Reed to the top. The only man who can stop him being MLP, whose entire face is covered in blood right now. Will MLP make history and become a 2-time Money in the Bank winner? I think he will. MLP, 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 MLP. Knox gonna try to get in there in time to stop him. Everybody's rushing to the ring. Moon trying to push the ladder. Thompson gotta get in and help him out, though. No, wait. MLP's got it. MLP is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. Making history Michael Lee Pratt does it again. Two-time, two-time, two-time. Everybody tried to rush into the ring at the end to knock MLP down, but after no doubt about it, taking the most damage in this match, Pratt somehow got to the top. Two-time, baby. History made. MLP is Mr. Money in the Bank again. As his face brandishing the battle scars he received in this match. Well deserved though, MLP, Mr. Money in the Bank once again. Well, guys, now we reach the pinnacle of tonight's event here at Battle Scars 4, Dallas, Texas. And it all comes down to this after we just witnessed MLP make history, becoming the first ever two-time Money in the Bank winner. Man, that was a hell of a match. Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. I can't believe it. Pratt getting it done, son. All 6 of those guys, though, got to give them props. They went out there and waged war. But now a whole different kind of war about to be. We already know that Matt Devious is going to be packing up and leaving Monday Night Fusion. Will Jacob Ziegler be joining him, though? As the Pride of Scotland puts his career on the line, challenging Harvey Hastings for the CMV Undisputed Championship rematch from Ascendant 6, which a lot of people felt as though Jacob Ziegler should have won. And objectively, you look at that match, you watch it back, you see, man, Ziegler dominated Harkinson, but Harvey, he didn't stay down. And one slip-up, one tiny little minuscule slip-up by Jacob Ziegler allowed Harvey Hastings to roll him up and get the victory, retaining the championship. And that broke Ziegler. He thought that was finally, after 2.5 years, got his first ever shot at the World Championship, and he squandered it. It slipped away from him, just like that. One slip-up, and it all came crashing down. So Jacob Ziegler said, that World Championship is why I'm here. I've chased it for the better part of 3 years. And at Ascendance, I didn't get the job done. But one more opportunity, one more shot. I know I can. But if I can't, then maybe I don't deserve to be here anymore. Jacob Ziegler getting his shot. But if he loses, if he does not walk out of Battle Scars 4 tonight with the Undisputed Championship in hand, Jacob Ziegler's Fusion career, what he calls his home, the place he's built his entire story on, be no more. It'd be very interesting if both Matt Devious and Jacob Ziegler left Fusion on the same night, knowing the history that they have. But the Pride of Scotland, I think, putting his career on the line is a way of motivating himself even more so. Sure, it's the boyhood dream. Sure, he had to wait 2.5 years before getting his first World Championship match. Sure, he wants that world title more than anything. But he's willing to put his career on the line, sacrifice his livelihood just for that chance, just for that shot. This is what every superstar enters CMV with, the intention of doing one day, becoming world champion. Ziegler had that shot at Ascendant, and it got him. That is not going to happen again. Longest reigning world champion this season might have something to say about that, though. The psychopath has been playing mind games with Jacob Ziegler ever since what happened at Ascendance, because Harvey Hastings, no, he escaped that match by the skin of his teeth. He knows that he should not have left the show of shows with the World Championship still around his waist. Harvey Hastings is taking great pleasure and rubbing it in, adding insult to injury, salt to the wound. Harvey Hastings is not what you would picture a world champion to be. He's on the smaller side. He's skinny. He's a cruiserweight. He's not jacked to the gills. He's not built. He's not a massive powerhouse. He's the king of the cruiserweights. And Hastings, each day he holds that title, proves that it doesn't matter your size. And maybe if Harvey Hastings was actually a good guy, that would be a good message to send out into the universe. But instead, Harvey Hastings uses it as a platform to spread his malcontent, his misery with the others. The German Special Forces soldier is looking to do the unthinkable again and end Jacob Ziegler's career here tonight. Yeah, and you got to keep that in mind as well. Really something that we haven't talked a whole lot about is that this is a standard singles match. Harvey Hastings can retain on a countout or a disqualification. He could use his champion's advantage to retain his world title tonight and effectively end the career of Jacob Ziegler here in CMV. But I think Harvey Hastings, I think it's gotten into his head a little bit. What happened at Ascendance. Everyone's saying you should have lost. You were getting your ass kicked. You're not a good world champion. You're a phantom world champion. Ziegler should have the belt. I think that's gotten into Harvey's mind, and it's driven him a bit, well, more insane than he was before. He wants to prove tonight, without a shadow of a doubt, that he is the world champion. And that's just the fact. That's just the law of the land. That's just how it is. And we're all going to have to deal with it. Here we go, the CMV Undisputed Championship, the grandest prize in all of CMV, the thing that Jacob Ziegler is willing to bet his entire career on is what is being fought for. The pride of Scotland. Man who so many people feel as though long time should have been a world champion. When he finally got his opportunity, he took it by the horns, but momentary lapse, and it all went down the drain thanks to that man. Snide, a little smirk on his face with the world championship slung over his shoulder, knowing very well that he has got Ziegler's life in his hands. Lays down the championship and tells Ziegler, bask in my glory. Harvey Hastings' world, we're all just living in it. Shows the world championship to both men, hoisting it up high for all to see. Murphy calls the action, and let's get it on. Main event time here at Battle Scars 4. Ziegler, Hastings, all or nothing. Rings the bell, let's go. Oh, Harvey right out of the gate. Enziguri catches Ziegler off guard. You imagine if Hastings wins this like 30 seconds flat, the wrestling world will be lit on fire. Jacob Ziegler brings him up. Grab by the arm. Wrench. Face first down to the canvas. Ziegler pops right back up, though. Elbow to the midsection. Sucks the air up and out of him. Ziegler, Scottish sickle. His friends, his family, every single fan he has on the edge of their seat right now, watching either live here from Dallas, Texas, or around the world. To the apron. Ziegler slingshots himself, sent on. Nearly 3 years of work, 3 years of missed opportunities, 3 years. Jacob Ziegler has waited to get his hands on the world title. All he has to do for 3 seconds, pin Harvey Hastings or force him to submit, and it's his, and his career is intact. And finally, he's atop that mountain. But for Harvey Hastings, he's already on top of that mountain. He's defending his throne, his territory. He's the face that runs the place. He's the champ that runs the camp. Stalling vertical suplex, though, by Jacob Ziegler. Letting the blood rush to the head, though. Arm drag onto one knee. Double H overhand punch caught, though, by Ziegler. Punch to the midsection, charges. Beautiful tornado DDT. Jacob Ziegler, it's not like these 3 years have been for nothing. He's a two-time Anarchy champion. He's a Money in the Bank winner. He's a former Fusion Tag Team champion. He had that Money in the Bank briefcase, the very same one that now MLP holds tonight. He had the opportunity to cash it in, but he was screwed out of it. The universe has worked against Ziegler for so long, but finally it throws him a bone here in the main event of Battle Scars 4. Vertical suplex and transition to a sit-out powerbomb. That's almost school sushi action. I haven't seen that in a long time. Of course, he knows Paul Devine very well. Does Jacob Ziegler. Knees connecting to the side of the head again and again. And into the pin goes Ziegler first of the match. I'm sure not thinking he's actually going to get the job done there, but always a great strategy, an old trick. Keep pinning your opponent time and time again. Force them to exert that energy in order to kick out. Ziegler goes to the top rope. Ziegler perched up high. Perfect position for whatever he's setting up for here. Double guns. Fingers on the triggers. Flies high. Brain chop. Harvey Hastings crumples. And I'm getting flashbacks of Ascendance where it was all Jacob Ziegler. But remember what happened in the end there. One slip up and Harvey capitalized. One momentary mistake by the Pride of Scotland. But that's not going to happen tonight. Jacob Ziegler has laser focus. Old school Ziggs with the buckle bomb. But Hastings takes it in stride. Back up to his feet. Knee to the chest. And just like that, regains control. Kick to the chest, though. Ziegler dragon screw takedown. Harvey keeps getting right back up. He can feel this match slipping away from him. Snapmare. Lays him down. Knee to the chest. Knee again. Knee another time. Knee again. Ziegler looks at Harvey. Snarls. Now lines up his shot. Harvey Hastings to his feet. No idea what's coming. Jacob Ziegler. Wait a minute. Ziegler! Ziegler! Oh my God, with Hastings' own maneuver! The Anaconda Vice! Oh my God, can you imagine? But Harvey Hastings, not about to see his regime toppled with his own signature move. I thought for a brief second Harvey was gonna tap out. Able to escape, but not able to do anything with it. And now Jacob Ziegler, can you, oh my God. Dirty heel tactics to finally win the world championship. That would have been something. Knee to the face. Put some distance between them now. An Irish ripper to the corner. Jacob Ziegler, since the bell rung, has been all over Harvey Hastings like a monkey on a cupcake, like peanut butter on jelly. But Hastings, he's able to take that pain. Maybe has the highest threshold for pain of anybody in CMV. We saw that at Ascendance. A kick to the shin. Jacob Ziegler, a former footballer. Those lethal kicks you don't want to mess with. Now Harvey's opened up. Trio of elbows to the face. Hook of the leg. 2 count only. Escapes the head scissors, though. Does the psychopath. The undisputed champion. A former 2-time United States champion. Jacob Ziegler. Going after the ankle, after the leg here of Harvey Hastings. Hastings likes to go off the top rope with that shooting star press. He calls it the blitzkrieg. Ziegler knows that he does not want to get hit with that. If he does, it's lights out. It's game over. Ziegler's in the unemployment line without a world championship to his name. These past 3 years will have been for nothing. But Jacob Ziegler's coming out here with a fire lit up under his ass. Harvey Hastings ain't done just yet, though. Harvey Hastings, the world champ for a reason. He's held it for over 3 months for a reason. Forearm smash, kip up. Inverted atomic drop, followed up closely by the scoop slam. Hastings is feeling it. With his world championship hanging in the balance, the opportunity to finally rid himself of Jacob Ziegler and prove all of his doubters wrong. The headshot, 1, 2, only a 2 count. Hands on top of his head, Harvey Hastings begins to think as now he goes to the top rope. The high rank district, slowly but surely he gets there, and Jacob Ziegler laid out. But just as Harvey gets up, looking to finish this matchup off, looking to end Jacob Ziegler and CMV. Ziegler back to his feet, powerbomb into a DDT. Harvey is finally starting to look alive. And again, as soon as the opening presents itself, Double H with the Blitzkrieg. Ziegler moves out of the way. Oh my God, Jacob Ziegler. Harvey Hastings may have effectively just handed this match to the Pride of Scotland. Ripcord knee strike to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Jacob Ziegler has done it. The Pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler, after 3 years, with his career on the line, is the new world champion. And this time, it was one slip up, one mistake by Harvey Hastings that awarded Jacob Ziegler the victory right here. Hastings thought he had it in the bag. Good as done. Blitzkrieg attempted instead. Bam! Knocks himself out clean. And Ziegler with the cherry on top. Knee right up under the chin. The pride people never thought they would see. Jacob Ziegler is the new CMV Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion. The mountaintop has been reached. After nearly 3 years, Jacob Ziegler is at the summit. He laid it all out on the line in order to receive this shot here tonight. And a couple of times, I'll admit as well, I was scared. I was scared for Ziegler. I thought Hastings was going to do it. And props to Hastings. What a champion he was. I don't agree with his motives. I don't agree with his ideologies. But man, he was a great champion. But now it's time for a new era. Time for the era of Jacob Ziegler to finally begin. Well, guys, what an event. A hell of a show, no doubt about it. That was probably one of the, I say it a lot, that these are my favorite pay-per-views. That was probably one of the pay-per-views that had the most awesome matches to follow. Matches coming to an end. Briggs detaching the Fusion roster. Briggs beating him in that last man standing match. What happens next for Devious? I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. But for Andrew Briggs, he can finally start his next chapter, move on in his career. MLP making history as the first ever 2-time Money in the Bank winner 2 years in a row. He did it as well. Congratulations, most definitely to him. Congratulations to all 6 men in that match. That was a hell of a war they put each other through. And then, well, can it end any better? Jacob Ziegler, your 3-year journey culminating in him holding up the Undisputed Championship. Now the question is, he has it. Can he hold on to it? The season's coming to an end. In 3 weeks, the season finale comes our way. Jacob Ziegler will be defending his title there. Against who, we'll have to wait and see. Is the new season his? Will he be the king of CMV going forward? Or will this monumental reign be cut short by whomever attempts to step up and take him down? Well, you guys will have to wait to see on the next episode of Monday Night Fusion. Love you all. If you're not following me already, make sure you do so now when I go live. You want to be a part of CMV, you are more than welcome. We are on Xbox One. ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com. ! Twitter. ! !Discord. Links to follow us on all of our social media. And I will catch you guys next Monday as we build towards the end of this season. Deuces. Have a good Monday night. Get some sleep. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't let them bite. Toodles.